What's going on, guys? We are back for session 31. I'm going to try to keep track of it from now on. Of Lordly Caliber. We learned last week, playing our new Gestalt game, that music from random generators pings the sensors on YouTube. I'm gonna hope that playing an N64 RPG for 30 sessions, since it hasn't pinged the sensors, adding music won't. We'll see what happens. Zandu, you get your hero point for free. We're a three-piece today. Donald's late. Francis is at work. Hopefully Donald shows up at some point. But regardless, Zandu, you get your hero point. I'm going to throw some... Evens is going to be Joe. Odds is going to be Van. In-character reflection for that hero point.
So, it looks like Joe said BRB, so...
Oh, okay. Fine. Then it's you.
I'm back.
Okay. Then it's Enderling's turn. In-character reflection for that hero point.
So, since last time, really, Enderling... We haven't had much interaction with everything else that we've had to deal with. I'm sorry, I was reading Adam's comment there. Enderling is still very angry about the arrival of Cabana. He's glad that we're finally leaving this place, going somewhere new where Enderling can kill some people and forget about it.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just ready to prove himself. Well, not ready to prove himself, but he's ready to prove himself again and prove to himself that he's still a valid member of his family, even if they seem to obsess over this new arrival.
Fair enough. Take that hero point, sir. And Van, the man who's wanted to go to Cassomir for 17 sessions. Take it away.
I never thought that I would be happy to actually see Darrow. Those little creepy gnome wannabe things that steal people and give them nightmares and stuff in Cassomir. But man, I'm sure glad that we saw him at on this end of the tunnel so that they could take us back without incident, hopefully. And they seem to be tripping on some mushrooms, but they seem more normal, as normal as a Darrow can be getting back underground, at least. Yeah, so I'm psyched to be going home, but I'm wondering what's going to be different. If my contacts are going to be there or who's changed. And the biggest thing is I know that there were some people that were, staunch supporters of the Empire and, loyal to the throne in Taldor. And with this big switch, I wonder if they'll still be, if they're more loyal to the throne or if they're take more pride in their nationality as Taldorians, or Taldorans, or whatever we're called. But yeah, so excited for that. I think. Maybe.
Fair enough. Take your hero point, sir. And now to bring Zandu up to speed and to flavor text a little more, because at the end of last session we kind of just barreled through at full speed. You guys met a lot of NPCs back in the day. Well, back in the day, last week. There were a lot of talks. There's a lot of new alliances being forged, and you guys do leave for the Darklands in the company of Ularix and his retinue. It takes a couple months to navigate the Darklands. It's much easier going with a gigantic army. Especially, it proves very true very soon. Let me actually bring these guys up on the thing. When you guys, for example, you come into, contact with a really giant wall and you'd have to go under a cavern and around and stuff. Rather than doing that, Ularix just assumes the black dragon form that it was rumored that he had and just burns through the wall. With gouts of acid and his army of lizard folk march through. The Darrow come with you as well. The Darrow seem to go way less crazy when they get under the surface of the earth. And you guys pretty well assume that it's because they're not just spamming poisonous mushrooms to keep themselves safe from the sun. Nevertheless, they still are kind of aloof and skittish. it's probably mostly because there are thousands of elves and lizard folk and giant zombies, zombie giants, I should say, marching through the Darklands. You guys reach outside of Cassomir without any problem. Ularix, like, when you guys get to where, like, you would turn left, he would go straight. Ularix, without a word, orders his forces forward. Francis's master leaves with them, so too does Francis and his apprentice. The Darrow kind of still hang out with you, and also, I should note that Bastion and the Campagnol, they follow you about as far as this point, too. They make a little more of a fanfare about it. They don't care if they're seen. There's a big deal amongst them about crossing these gaps with their now train of, like, caravan ponies carrying money and arms provided by the rebellion. They reach these gaps, they stop and ceremoniously feed these potions of fly to their ponies, and then just unanimously jump on and slap them on the flank and shout, and these ponies just, like, ride off in this big fanfare. These guys are all pomp and circumstance, and you guys are watched. It's on several occasions in the 2-month period. You guys see Darrow, or not Darrow, excuse me, like Drow riding strange aberrant creatures approach you, but keep their distance, just kind of watching for stragglers. By that same token, like, lizard folk that keep watch in the night sometimes go missing, and you'll find them wrapped up in webbing, desiccated and dead. Ularix doesn't seem to care. I do need to bring Colin up to speed. I see in the Roll20 chat, the Holy Chelish Empire has issued a proclamation that any members of the Cult of the Dawnflower who helped turn in key members of the rebellion will be forgiven for their sins. After that proclamation, there are some murders. There are some members of the Cult of the Dawnflower can't handle the religious upheaval that Sarenrae's faith is experiencing at this time, and they take their own life. Amidst all of this, Mustafa elects to lead all of them east, into Kazmaron, past the Pit of Gormuz, which there's active tremors coming from the place where Rovagug is buried right now, so that's bad. There's still, like,
gotcha.
Nobody knows if the Cult of the Dawnflower is going to turn on you guys. It's up in the air. They're non-responsive at the moment.
So I'm confused still, though. Is
about
Mistopheles? Is he
better than Mufasa?
Mustafa?
Mustafa.
Uh-huh.
Mufasa?
Yes.
No, God, where's Donald to screw me up when I need it? Where is he? Is he part of the Cult of the Dawnflower or not?
Yes.
Alright, so he's part of the Cult of the Dawnflower. Why would he turn on us?
He would turn on us because the rebellion now, at this point, is not explicitly members of his religion. It's the Qadiran populace, it's former Eagle Knights, it's people from all across Avistan that want to see tyrannical reign overthrown, essentially. Right. And then amidst all this, the people that worshipped Asmodeus now worship Sarenrae, and that's a huge change for them that they can't really process.
Right. But they are out to get the Cult of the Dawnflower.
They're out to get you guys. It seems that they're trying to make an alliance with the Cult of the Dawnflower, and through them, the rest of the rebellion. Though there's a lot of it's kind of up in the air.
You know, they're out to get the Cult of the Dawnflower. However, they'll forgive the Cult of the Dawnflower if they help bring down the rebellion.
Yeah, pretty much.
That they started.
Yeah.
All right.
They didn't necessarily. Well, they started it. They were one of the big players at the beginning, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more pieces there now. Technically, it was started by a fat, rich merchant who had enough connections that he could get a bunch of people together.
A fat, rich merchant halfling?
Yes.
Who is still with us or not?
He is not, no. The multiverse merchant does not follow you. You guys, it's pretty soon after Ularix and the lizard folk leave you. You guys are on your own. The Darrow follow you, and rather at this point, the Darrow would lead you to... I'm trying to find the name of the place. I don't remember what it's called. They lead you to the city of Darrow that's underneath Cassomir. You guys get there, make a perception check. And also, I don't know if Colin was here for this, but you guys, the viewers on YouTube, will not see the board unless there is combat. So when you roll dice, shout out what you roll.
Okay. Do we come up out of Cassomir's lockers then?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. Perception?
Please.
32?
Alrighty.
32.
I see one.
Looks like
17.
The cry of a warrior as Xandu looks around.
24.
Alright, so you guys reach Corganbeer, the Darrow city that's under Cassomir, and you guys are greeted by just a complete slaughter. Darrow lay dead all over the place. Those that don't lay dead, you notice, are hanging from gigantic images of Sarenrae's holy symbol, essentially probably about 20 foot tall. Some of them are about 20 foot tall, and there's like several bodies are just stapled onto them. Some of them are about the size of a Darrow, and they hang crucified and dead. When you get here, the four remaining...
You want me to roll my disguise check before anything happens?
You can.
For the hat?
Sure, go for it.
So, should I roll a religion or nobility or local if I want to know why the Sarenrae would go after the Darrow, or is this a well-known thing?
You can do so.
By the way.
Got it. As you guys are trying to figure out what's gone on, the four Darrow with you just disperse into Corganbeer.
Okay. So I got a 23 on the religion.
To know why why followers of Sarenrae would do this, you know that if people won't repent in the eyes of Sarenrae, then the second option becomes a quick death. Crucifixion is not a quick death, so that's weird.
That's what I was gonna say. Does this look like it actually aligns with Sarenrae's practices, or if it's somebody setting it up to look like Sarenrae?
It aligns pretty closely. It could be a lot closer, but there's also the thing about religion is there's a lot of wiggle room for interpretation. For example, the cult of the Dawnflower, they don't align with Sarenrae's normal tenets and stuff. They're almost as fanatical as this.
But is this something that they would do, or something that perhaps new followers of Sarenrae would do?
Both are possible.
Okay. Huh. Well, this wasn't the homecoming I was expecting. I mean, not that I'm actually going to miss the Darrow, but I might kind of miss him a little bit. I know the city above. I've never been down here that I can remember. So I think we need to find a way to the surface. Don't you think? And what are we going to do with you, Enderlin?
Enderlin just stares at you.
As this is going on, Lucia and her dragon and Yarva find the biggest building that they can fit a dragon zombie in, and they just, Lucia goes back to reading her books.
She goes, stay.
Something like that.
Sure.
I'm wondering if there's some sort of connection between all the crucifixions and the end of the world and all this stuff based on my time with Arendil and Irendil. So I'm gonna try Knowledge Arcana to see if there's any sort of ritualistic setup going on here.
Okay, understood.
That would be for some sort of ceremony to do some nasty, crazy magic shit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try and aid him.
Alrighty.
So I got a 15 on... 15. So plus 4 to Colin's 21.
So it comes down to a 25.
Yep.
It's awkward. On the one hand, as far as the Asmodeans are concerned, Asmodeus has always had, this grand master plan for when everything falls apart, he's going to be the one on top. On the other side of that, if the world is coming to an end, and a nation that knows that it collectively is going to hell, it stands to reason that a lot of them, especially those in power, might want to redeem themselves. It's hard to say based on, there's definitely something up, you know that. But what specifically, there's not enough information yet.
By the way, Pogue is busy kind of getting disheveled and kid-like and trying to look as ratty as he can be.
That sounds like a disguise check.
Okay. And I think I get a whole bunch of insane bonuses for trying to be a kid or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a 17 if human child disguise plus 14, so that's a 31.
Deal. Duly noted. You probably feel like you did pretty good. Xandu's... somewhere up here there's a disguise check from Xandu. I see that Van takes lots of good notes. One Cult of Dawnflower kind of disappeared. Maybe not good notes.
Xandu's disguise check is right underneath Endling's perception check.
Xandu got a 23.
Yeah, you guys both think you're doing alright.
There's no point Endling himself.
Yeah. Maybe as a tree.
Yeah.
I can stay down here and investigate this if you wish to go up to the surface.
Well, I'm hoping that we're not going to need a whole bunch of muscle to start with, but I don't know what I'm going to find when we get upstairs. So, I got to figure out how to get upstairs. Anybody see any stairs?
Would that be a knowledge local or knowledge geography? I'm not really sure which.
Local for Pogue because local's from Cassomir. Geography for everyone else because you're looking up, trying to find a way up out of a cave, essentially.
Okay.
Sucks because all of my 18.
That's an 18 geography.
Alrighty.
Oh wait, where's mine? Oh, mine.
Yours is a 21.
Showed up delayed.
I was like, you guys rolled the same, but I don't see a Colin. Alright.
So that's 21.
Xandu reasons that if he had enough time up there, and there's, like, you can see, like, shelves going, well, not shelves, you're not in, like, a toy factory, like, little, like, cliffs going up. That'd be an awkward place for Darrow to be at a toy factory. But Xandu figures he could probably maybe figure something out. Pogue is kind of in the same boat. You guys both know, just, like, head up. Darrow aren't... Well, they're cunning, but they're not, like, genius cunning. It's basically just go up until you find daylight.
Oh, okay. Hey, I've got a magic carpet.
You've got a magic carpet.
What do you think, Colin? I mean, Xandu?
What do you think, Colin? Colin's just standing...
Ah! What am I doing here?
I suppose Xandu could try to fly the magic carpet again.
You certainly could.
Without people shooting at us.
Yeah, that helps.
Take your time. Learn the system.
Yeah.
Accelerate, brake.
You have to go to driving school before you drive into Cassomir.
Yeah, I can't drive Shag.
I'm ashamed that I find that so funny.
So Xandu will hop onto the magic carpet and sort of put his hands on the control
Alrighty.
thing.
Make that use magic device check.
Gotcha. That's a 21.
That's good enough. You are able to levitate the thing.
Alright. So Pogue hops on too.
Alrighty. And do I hear that Enterling is staying down in Gorgonbeer?
Van danced around the idea. I'm not sure exactly what he said.
You mean Pogue did. So Pogue was saying that he was hoping that going up there right now he wouldn't need any muscle and wanted to see what was going on upstairs to scout things out first.
Alright, so yeah, Enderling will stay down here.
Alrighty.
And he'll start to look around.
I'll send the Wasp back for you, Enderling.
Alright.
Yeah, we could also send the Wasp up ahead before we actually go there.
Oh, that's true.
The
Send
Wasp can teleport everywhere.
Send the Wasp up to find a hole. Can I give the Wasp instructions like that?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Have let's
Tell us
say
to go find an exit.
it's kind of you're familiar, so we'll just you roll a perception check, and we'll see if we can come up with something.
And I rolled a 38.
Yeah, it comes back very quickly. Again, the Darrow are crafty, but they're kind of insane, so it doesn't take a whole lot of time to find what is essentially just like a hole like dug into somebody's cellar. It's gonna take you guys a couple hours, so it probably takes the Wasp a couple hours to do this as well, but like it'll be a couple hours of upward travel.
A couple hours of upward travel on a flying carpet?
Yeah, we'll say 1 hour on the carpet.
Okay. Cool.
So Enterling looks around in Corganbeer, and Zandu and Pogue, oh, now I'm doing it. Zandu and Pogue head up to Cassomir to see what's going on.
I suppose so.
Alrighty, I will deal with those two first. Let me get lane app moved. This should kick off right away if I did this right. Okay. Well, a 5-second delay would have been nice, I guess, but you don't need a huge perception check, you two, when you get up to somebody's basement. The house is deserted. The house is completely, utterly, totally deserted. And you can hear the sounds of what sound like the most powerful snowstorm you've ever imagined in your life tenfold from outside.
Dang.
You guys know you've been in the Darklands for a couple months, so winter has set in just fully throughout the world.
Winter's never been this bad here. Pogue says, I think that's true. Yeah. Man, this is going to be crazy. I wonder how many people are here stuck versus stuck away from here. Something like that. Okay, so can Pogue tell anything? I mean, we're in a basement, about the type of house it is and whether it's you know, kind of what district it might be in?
Roll knowledge local. $28, okay.
Remembering that Pogue was
from
kind
here.
of cutting his teeth as a rogue here too, so he might recognize different types of houses and been in a few different districts, right?
Right. Okay. It kind of looks like you're in the storeroom of like some kind of general goods store.
Oh, okay.
Lots of like dried meats and breads and ales and things.
Any winter clothing?
Nope.
Huh. Looks like we've hit the gold mine of the trader. Stock up on your beans. All right. No clothing. Man, are we gonna freeze our butts off? Did we not?
Very cold. It is actually make a fort save, the both of you cold, actually.
Wow, already?
In the basement?
In the basement.
Dang. You are not messing around.
While they're rolling, Joe, you find a lot of...
I'm immune to the cold.
You might be.
Natural 20, 31.
Enterling finds a lot of...
20 for a 26.
Oh, god damn it, both of you. Alright, yeah. Enterling finds a lot of dead Darrow. Enterling finds a lot of Serenite crosses, but not a lot of much else. Probably, like, creepy things the Darrow had. Maybe some, like, mongrel men that have been crucified as well, or, like, bits and pieces of dogs and humans and stuff that they've been experimenting on that have been kind of, like, put in a pile and burned. Other than that...
Dead Serenites?
No dead Serenites. It looks
Any
like...
evidence of Serenites?
The crosses.
The crosses? Is there a small one that Enderling can take?
You could, but it would be awkward to, like, drag it around.
That's fine. I'll drag around the cross.
Got it. Zandu and Pogue, when they hit the basement, they realize, like, just how cold it is. You guys are both intelligent characters. You know that frostbite almost immediately begins to set in as soon as you guys get up here, but somehow you both just shrug it off, and you think, at least for today, something is preventing the damage, somebody's looking out for you somewhere in a higher plane.
Or we could just have found mittens.
Or you could... Okay, fine. You don't get that. You just get mittens.
Full body mittens.
Full body mittens. Yeah, we could say we found stuff in the storage room.
Sexy cat lady.
That protects us from the cold.
Nah, you just get it off from a day. Like, even, like, the best mittens on Galarion won't protect you from this. At least not for long. It's very, very cold.
Interesting. Is there, like, any sort of peek hole, like in the doorway or like cracks in the building that we could look through, sort of scope out the area outside?
There are not. There are stairs.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take my ring of invisibility. Oops, not sense motive. Sorry.
What is my ring of invisibility thinking?
I know what my motive is.
What are you doing?
A 30 on my invisibility, +2 for dim light or darkness, and a +20 if I'm moving.
Understood.
So that's a 52.
Alrighty, you disappear. There are stairs that lead up to where, like, the business part of the business would be, where the transactions are performed and stuff, and there's also a, like, rickety-ish ladder that leads up to a pair of doors that you imagine swing out, that you'd, like, enter the cellar from the back of the store, essentially.
Are there any windows out?
There are none.
Okay. So am I on the ground floor, but there's no windows?
You're in the basement. There's another floor up, and then there would be windows.
Oh, okay. So we were in like the cellar. Now we're in the basement.
More or less.
And you said there's a ladder up to the first floor?
There's a ladder up to outside through what would essentially be like the cellar door, and then there's stairs that lead up into the main part of the store.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming the ladder probably goes to like a bulkhead or something.
More or less.
So it's probably covered in snow anyway. So I guess I'll go ahead and sneak up the stairs.
Alrighty, what's Colin doing?
I
mean Xandu.
I tell Xandu I'll be right back.
Yeah, but Xandu also has the invisibility spell, so it might be worth just as much if he sneaks up along with him.
Alrighty, make that stealth check.
Okay, there's invisibility first. And stealth check. So that's a 14 plus 20.
Alrighty, duly noted.
34.
Alright, you guys both reach the, like, again, the business part of the business.
Pogue's like, could you be a little louder? Jesus.
You guys can tell almost like as soon as you get up there by the fact that there's no light coming into the store, that there's almost certainly snow is covering the windows, and as you like look out through them you can see that's the case. The snow seems to go well over the windows, at least probably a lot higher. There's no one here. It kind of looks like somebody just up and abandoned the place.
Okay. Can I tell anything about like the store itself? Like, I guess maybe it's a local knowledge again, but you know, is this a merchant? Am I near the pier? Is this goods for the wealthy?
You rolled a pretty good knowledge local. You think you're pretty close to the docks.
Okay.
Or maybe more specifically close to like where the people who work in the docks and build the ships, because Cassomir, despite being one of the biggest cities in Taldor, is a really miserable, wretched, like, the people are super poor. This is probably...
Right.
You imagine this might be like the company store, essentially.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so some parts of it are pretty poor, but then there's parts where there are wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I think Xandu's gonna have detect magic going on while he's up here and sort of look around, see if anything pings.
Alrighty, make a perception check.
Gotcha. $23.
Alrighty. I don't know why that hasn't caught up to me yet. There it is. Not that I doubted you, not that I think you lied. Alright, the snow itself seems to ping something. It's weird. definitely magical, but there's no schools you can place. It just kind of, it pushes home the world is ending thing. There are also several enchantment auras that are very powerful, not far outside the door.
Enchantment, you said, huh?
Yeah, and they're really strong, and there's a lot of them.
Huh.
Actually, there's so many of them. You rolled a good enough perception check. It's almost like they're arranged in almost like perfect blocks. Just you imagine like across the wall of this store on the outside, and maybe even across the block. As in, like, perfect game of Tetris, how well they're laid out.
Is there a second story?
Oh, there might be. That's a good question. I hadn't thought of that. You know what, Natural 20? There is definitely a second story.
And there's cool shit in it, and I can see everything out the window.
Yeah, that's probably what happens.
Well, it's cold as fuck, so it's definitely cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this Pogue sneaks upstairs.
Alrighty.
Is it like living quarters or something, or?
Upstairs is, yeah, pretty much just like a hallway and a couple of bedrooms. There are windows here. Up here, the snow only comes like halfway up the window.
Wow.
But you had to go up 3 or 4 feet of stairs.
Right. So, what do I see? Do I see anything that that shows what's enchanted outside?
Yeah, you see a lot of things out in Cassomir. Not unlike in Corganbeer, there are a lot of crucifixes laying just in perfect lines across the street. It's kind of, well, it's certainly morbid because people are crucified. You don't necessarily know names, but you probably recognize the odd face or two that are just like bodies frozen to death hanging on a crucifix. At that same time, there are several people huddled around these crucifixes because they seem to be providing heat. They don't melt the snow. The snow remains out there, and most of these people are probably like chest deep in snow. Pogue realizes if he steps out there, he's like over his head in snow, risks drowning. That's how bad it is. You also notice across the walls of pretty much every building, there are a lot of wanted posters. From here, it's really, really hard to make out particular faces. You don't know necessarily if Pogue's is there, but you imagine that like Mercutio's is probably there, Mustafa's is probably there, Lucia's and Xandu's for sure will be there. And from that natural 20, you know that it's a pretty common Imperial tactic to put up wanted posters with symbols of persuasion on them keyed to the person who's wanted. So if they happen to come too close to them, they'll get charmed by the sign, they'll get scryed, and they'll be like huge compulsion to just start shouting, "Hey, I'm this guy, arrest me and get the bounty," and like just run towards the authorities as fast as possible.
Okay, so I tell Xandu what I saw, and then I'm like, so Xandu, these symbols of persuasion, do you know any way that we can counter those? I mean, we may be able to fool other people, but if we start saying, "Hey, that looks just like me," then we're not going to do very well for very long.
Okay, so it's not exactly divination, it's enchantment.
That is right.
Yeah?
And you can figure out as per like what Pogue is saying, they're definitely symbols of persuasion that are keyed to like you getting too close or touching your particular wanted poster.
I'm gonna try a knowledge arcana. I would imagine dispel magic would work, but I would wonder what else could possibly get rid of it.
Okay.
Besides destroying the item itself, I guess you could burn it. Have someone else burn it, but
yeah.
Let's see. 28.
28. Destroying the poster would destroy the symbol. Dispel magic works. That's pretty much the only two ways you might be able to... You, with a permanent mind blank, will have a pretty good buff against it, and since no one can scry you, unless that particular wanted poster can talk and issue commands, you're not fine, but you're probably better off than, say, like Lucia or Pogue or Enterling if their faces happen to be out there.
Yeah, but at the same time, my face is almost guaranteed to be out there.
Yeah, you assume.
Why would Pogues be out there?
Association.
Somebody saw me with them?
Something like that, yeah. They might think that getting you gets Lucia and gets them lots of money, or getting you gets Mercutio, or on and on.
See, I would argue that Pogue's just a nobody for most people, and the only reason they have a wanted sign is that some noble has a hankering for a child or something.
That is probably also true. Fair enough.
But otherwise, it wouldn't mean anything to any of his collaborators, and nobody's in Qadira is going to be like, oh my god, that's Pogue Mahone.
Yeah, in Qadira, no one cares, but we're very far away from Qadira. I will also say, since there have been a lot of natural 20s out of perception, a lot of time has passed since you guys have come out of the Darklands, and it seems like you've come up into, like, well behind enemy lines without a lot of information, and it seems like things are not going to go, like the scale is tipping very hard against you as you enter Cassomir. You guys, I'm not necessarily, this is not the GM, like, go back! That's not what I'm doing. But I am giving you, like, this is hard mode. That is what the natural 20 reveals. Be very careful.
This is hard mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see out in the city anything in terms of is it daytime or is it nighttime? Nighttime or twilight, or what time is it?
It is middle of the day.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's kind of hard to tell because the sky is extremely cloudy and it's still snowing.
So it's kind of dark out, right? So can I see? Does the place basically look abandoned, or is there any type of activity going on, or is there any sort of signs of life other than people crowded around crucifix eaters?
It's hard to tell from that one window. You think you could find some kind of roof access? If nothing else, you could, like, pop open that window and scramble out.
Okay.
Then you would definitely get a little bit better view.
But then I'd probably freeze my tuchus off, too.
You're fine for today. You think that the Callistria or Tulk or a combination of the two is looking out for you. Because, you feel it, but it doesn't hurt. Tomorrow, however, may be bad.
Okay.
While this is going on, Ennerling is going to remove bodies from the crucifixes. He piles them to burn them. He quickly carves symbols of Hela and Tyr on the bodies. Let me get a strength check from Ennerling real quick.
Okay.
Van, you are gross. Ew.
Ew.
Alright, so you go to pull the first Darrow off the crucifix and you find you are unable to do so. He's just, like, stuck to the thing.
Stuck to the thing?
Yeah.
Industrial staples.
Then I'll burn the crosses themselves. Oh no, I'll start hewing the crosses and just symbol. The cross is close enough to a symbol of Tyr. I'll start hewing them into symbols of Tyr.
Okay, you can certainly do that. As you do so, though, you realize that... give me a quick knowledge arcana check. You're an alchemist.
Wait, what are you doing? I mean, you can explain to Pogue later, I guess, but I don't have to know.
Ooh, that's nice. Alrighty, a 30 on a knowledge arcana check tells you that these guys aren't nailed to the cross so much as, like, the things going through their hands and wrapped around are immovable rods.
Okay.
There's probably a very torturous, very terrible death.
Hopefully they will find solace in hell.
They haven't turned to stone.
Not in hell. Not in hell. In hell.
In Norse hell.
Yes.
There's a difference, not Chelish hell.
Yeah.
It's missing an L, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so does Pogue feel like climbing onto the roof?
Sure, Pogue will climb out on the roof. Actually,
well, how far away are those posters before we go outside?
Oh, yeah.
They are... You guys have rolled really well, so I'll let these percentage dice get that Fate's Favored that Pogue's been asking for 30 sessions, but I still rolled bad. You would be in the range of triggering the symbols if you're on them. Whether or not Pogue is on there, again, Pogue makes good points. He's probably less likely to be on them than Xandu or Lucia, but going outside would put you in range. It seems like the wall is stopping it.
Okay.
So if they're that close, are they within range of, say, like, you could cast some kind of fire spell and burn them up from here? Through a window or something?
You could. You would need line of sight, and opening the window stops the barrier between you and it. So, like, if you were, like, crack the window open, shoot the fireball, you're able to do so, but it will expose you to the radius of the symbols.
You could just fire it through the window.
But you'd have to...
You can see.
But when you cast
break
fireball...
the window in the process.
When you cast fireball, it makes a little, like, pea-sized, like, red thing, and it shoots out from your hand, and then when it reaches where it's going, then the fireball goes off.
I was thinking more burning arc or spark or something along those lines.
Yeah, all those things I'm pretty sure just come out straight from your hand. I could be wrong. I will look up burning arc. Also, there's no way people aren't going to see that. Fire from out of nowhere is going to be seen by folks.
Yeah, true.
Burning arc says it causes an arc of flame to leap from your fingers, so you assume spark does as well.
You can do mage hand through a window, right?
That's possible. I forget. Mage hand. I think that's a little more plausible because that's like simple telekinesis, right?
Yeah.
Basically, I have it right here.
Okay, yeah, mage hand would work. Of course, again, people are going to see it happen.
So I have a question for you, Sandu. If I go out with some snowshoes, assuming I can find some, or maybe they have tennis rackets or something, or racquetball rackets for halflings, I don't know. And I walk around and pull these things down. If I run into one that's mine, do you have a way to stop me from reacting to it or triggering it or something?
That is a great question. Because I'm assuming this is no longer evil, so protection from evil wouldn't help so much anymore.
Is there like a protection from yourself spell?
I wish.
Protection from stupidity? I wish. That's what a wish spell is, right? Protection. Yeah. I wish for protection from stupidity.
Reincarnation would work, but there are side effects.
Yeah.
I do have a version. Let me double check what that does. So it just causes you to avoid a specific object or location. And you couldn't get more than 50 feet without suffering bad consequences, but it says specific, so I'm not thinking it could be like a general wanted posters of this person type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't be like sickened by your own image.
The other option is Xandu does have invisibility as a spell, and he is immune to divination. So it is plausible that even if he starts saying, "Hey, I'm this guy," he'd still be invisible because it wouldn't really turn off the invisibility, I don't think.
Right.
So he'd be making a lot of racket, but he'd still be invisible, and it would provide a little bit of extra cushioning time before somebody figured out what the heck was going on.
Right. So what happens if you take these things and put them in a bag of holding?
It sounds like there's a lot of knowledge arcana checks that need to be thrown around.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. was just thinking that if we did that, then maybe...
Well, do we even have a bag of holding?
Yes, we do.
Oh. What do you know?
You have a troll of holding.
The troll holding's downstairs, but the bag of holding's where Pogue keeps the magic carpet.
Boom.
Meh. Could have been better.
Alright, so 22 and a 19 on Knowledge Arcana.
One of us aids the other one?
Yeah, you guys put your heads together.
The best you get is a 24, though.
By and large, symbol spells are triggered with things like reading them, touching them, passing over them, or like going inside a door that has the rune. It's... You could put it in a bag of holding, but to do so, like, even if you touch it with Mage Hand, you're still touching it. Even if you throw, like, a blanket over it, that triggers the touching clause. And also, the portal part is a little vague. As far as, like, is the street the portal? Is walking down the street enough to trigger it? Is opening the window enough to trigger it? Because there are posters on your side on the building itself, so you would technically be going through a portal.
So is there a way to deface them or something to disable them?
The only way you can think really to disable them would be a successful Dispel Magic targeted on the rune, and destruction of the individual poster. Those are the two ways. The Dispel Magic is probably targeted against a pretty powerful source because you're dealing with one of the most powerful empires, now the most powerful empire in Avistan. And destroying them will trigger the rune. It's like, if Pogue were to go run up and like just slash a picture of himself, yes, the symbol is destroyed, but the save will be, like, it'll tick.
What if Xandu slashes 1 for Pogue, and Pogue slashes 1 for Xandu? Would that still trigger it?
It probably not, but there's also other clauses. Like, these things feel like they're right next to each other.
Yeah, because they could be, like, the definition of a portal is vague and stuff like that.
Well, we can hope that there's none of Pogue. If Pogue goes and throws them in a bag, then it doesn't fire, right?
Correct. Assuming there's no Pogue. But also, like, there are people outside, and they might not see you, but they will see the posters just kind of, like, disappearing. Or, like, floating in the air for a second and then disappearing. Also, Pogue can tell from looking outside that the snow is well over his head out there.
Right, snowshoes.
There are no snowshoes here.
What?
It appears that this place, again, it's just kind of a simple company store. People spend their, like, less than minimum wage on food that's worth more to go back straight into the company, and the process repeats.
So what about knowledge engineering to build some snowshoes, if anybody has that?
It's a thought.
Yeah.
Because I definitely do not have knowledge engineering, but if Pogue does...
He's the bard.
27 for knowledge engineering.
You think you could maybe finagle something. It'll be awkward. It might not necessarily hold up. It will leave footprints in the snow. Which means you become, like, it doesn't negate the invisibility, but it almost does, because people will see them.
Well, at that point, it may not be invisible, you know, trying to be invisible. I'm thinking...
As far as, like, basic survival out there, you think you could maybe, like, break a couple of chairs and get, like, a couple of, like, blankets and wrap them up and set it up and go from there. But it's going to be, like, really, really rickety.
And obviously be really obvious. But, so, do I see any other people that are, like, out on the street in any way, traveling or commerce, or, I mean, you know, even if it's just a little bit?
Not really.
There's really nobody else out there, huh?
It feels like big snow day in the Empire, except it's lethal. Everybody's just kind of huddling up next to these crosses. You might get a little more, actually. Let's throw a D100. Okay, so you see, as these people are huddled up, 3 men walk down the street. The first 2 they're dressed in really, really thick furs. Their hair...
walking through the snow or on the snow?
They're walking on top of it.
Oh, okay.
They seem to have no problem with it. Their hair is braided back. You're pretty high up, but you can still see a lot of burn marks and scars on their dark skin. Like, these guys are clearly Arcadian slave soldiers marching in front of, it appears to be a Hell Knight, but the Hell Knight has replaced his normal...
It's a Heck Knight.
It's a Heck Knight. His, the red and black of Asmodeus has been replaced with the blue and gold of Sarenrae. He carries a scimitar and a shield. He just kind of strolls along on top of the snow. It just, like, it seems to not bother him at all. He's looking, like, you can see him just kind of, like, scan the buildings, scan the horizon. He doesn't look your way, but he gets really close, and then he stops looking in the direction of that window. He continues walking on. The people react favorably to this man walking past them. They turn and offer him praise, like a war hero home from, like, conquering the beaches of wherever. He seems unfazed.
Okay, so definitely I want to sense motive on the people, and that's a 30.
Okay.
And are they happy to? Are they really happy to see him, or are they like, you know, sort of like, hey, praise, don't kill us, please. We're on your side.
No, they seem genuinely happy to see the dude.
Okay.
You get the feeling that the Holy Chelish Empire has been welcomed into Cassomir with very, very open arms. They seem to be providing warmth, if anything else, than their holy symbols. It's
okay.
You think the hearts and minds of the people of Cassomir may have been won over.
So, how far are these people from where Pogue is?
Perhaps 25, 30 feet down, walking down the street.
Okay. So how would I get out on, you say walking down the street, how would I get out onto the street?
Well, you could try the front door. There's a huge snowdrift running up into it, and you and Xandu can try. You and Xandu, like, doing your damnedest, might get the door open. Enderling certainly could, if nothing else, just break it down, but a lot of snow is going to pour into the building when that happens. So even if you're trying to be quiet, like, people will hear. The climbing down works as well, but that will cause the window to open. That will expose you to the symbols.
As would opening the door anyways.
That is true.
Well, these symbols could be everywhere around town. So to get anywhere, we're going to have to figure out how to deal with them anyway.
That does seem to be step one.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I think Lucia might have the spell magic, but it'd still be kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Considering that they're such high level,
behind enemy lines in one of the most important cities in the Empire.
Yeah.
Actually, let me go a little farther. The Knight of... We'll call him a Heck Knight. It sticks. The Heck Knight turns and looks in a building, and he stops for a second. He draws his sword, and he points it in the direction of a window. This is kind of like... If you guys are looking straight out the window, it's kind of at, like, you're, like, 11 o'clock, I guess, if down the street is 12. He points his sword at this building, and 3 beams of sunlight manifest behind him and just slam into this door. You hear the sounds of screaming people as he looks down at the 2 Arcadians and just kind of like and nods in the direction of the open door. They draw knives and charge in. Soon they drag out a couple of, like, older humans. One of them bears, like, Eagle Knight regalia. The other one just seems to be, like, his wife. They are dragged through the snow to the closest crucifix, and he crucifies them personally. The people seem okay with it. They watch on. As these people are crucified, the crosses...
Eagle Knight.
They're, Pogue can answer
They're called the Dawnflower.
No, they're not the same. Not the same. 2 different factions.
Oh, okay.
They work together for a while, but they're separate but equal.
Andoran.
Yes, yeah.
They're the Eagle Knights, okay.
They are. The Andaran military, yeah, you guys are pretty close to the border. Anyway, as soon as these two guys are crucified, they don't kill them first. They're hanging, they're suffering, but the crosses, they light up in kind of a warm, nightlighty-ish glow, and people begin to, so they aren't shoulder to shoulder with other people, because now they don't have to be to survive. They make their way to these other crosses and just warm their hands by the fire.
Did he say anything to him?
Not that you could hear.
Because isn't Serenray supposed to offer somebody a chance to repent?
That is true.
So,
but again, the Cult of the Dawnflower themselves, they skip past that. They go straight to, if you're bad, you die. Serenray's faith has a lot of different believers in the faith, I'll say.
Well, should we... I have an idea, Dandu.
What's that?
I'm going to go out... well, we got to see if I can get out there anyway, but a way to get rid of the posters is to go out and talk to the kids and ask them if they'll play a game with me. And as a kid, another kid and another child, and say that I have a bet with a friend that I can collect more posters than he can, and that I'll pay them a copper for each poster that they collect and bring, so I can win the bet.
And what happens when they hand you a poster of yourself and you grab it?
Well, we'll have to deal with that one when we see it, huh? Maybe if we, if they destroy a poster, if somebody destroys a poster, it doesn't belong to them, it doesn't set off, that isn't them, it doesn't set off a, alarm, right?
It won't set off an alarm, and technically you set off the rune, but if the rune is keyed to a certain individual, it would fail to function. It would start and then stop because it doesn't work.
So if a third party destroyed a poster, then...
Now, my concern is if you're going to be getting children involved with this, what happens when one of these reformed Hell Knights happens to see them pulling down posters?
On the subject of that, can both of you make a sense motive check for me?
Yes.
27.
And whoops, where'd mine go? Jesus, I only got a 15.
Alrighty. Oh, both of those are probably fine. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to find exactly how it reads before I give you guys really bad information. These guys, by these guys, I mean the Hell Knights, it's pretty common knowledge that they can, when they want to, see through solid surfaces, not on doors and walls and things, and he had no line of sight to these individuals at all before he picked them up. So either he was able to see through the walls, either maybe he has some kind of detect chaos, for example, and it pinged. Regardless, if he were to pass a little too close to that store, it could ping you guys.
A little too close to what? Do you mean the store where they were crucified?
The building you're in.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
perhaps we should,
is there a way to get out to the harbor?
You could. The possibility exists that there's another entry through Corganbeer into Cassomir. Maybe not. It's going to take a lot of looking on your guys' part, and it could fail. Also, it's worth noting that you guys weren't attacked in the Darklands because there were thousands of soldiers marching with you. Now it's just the four of you. It might only be a matter of time before some of these drow try their luck even with Enterling.
Well, the Drow traditionally around Cassomir?
They're not far away.
So what happened to the rest of the army is my question. Where'd they disperse to?
They're from southern Kyanin. They are. You would
Okay.
have known had you showed up that it appears that the Black Dragon had killed the Demon Lord Tree Raiser and taken his domain, and that's where they agreed to like escort you guys this far because you are sending Francis and Francis's master to Kyanin because all of his lizard folk are dying because they're cold-blooded and it's eternal winter time. You could try to go find them. Technically, they're only 2 or 3 hours ahead of you.
Oh.
But again, it's the between here and there, and even if it's not the Drow, it could be any of the other spooky Yukis that live in the Darklands.
Perhaps it is best that we return down below for now and try to figure out what to do here. Maybe Enderling or Lucia has some more ideas.
Okay.
There appears to be nothing preventing you guys from doing so. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm wondering, Pogue saying this to Xander, he's saying, hey, I suspect that they would not have bothered with the dog's teeth. The shoals outside of the harbor where my old friend Tarek the Unclean at least used to rule over basically the ne'er-do-wells of our town, and it'd be interesting to see what his attitude is on this. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have a bunch of wanted posters there, but I could be wrong.
Well, we can always use detect magic to find out before heading out. So
we could use the Wasp.
I doubt the Wasp is on a wanted poster.
That tracks,
But
yeah.
the question is, can it survive in the snow?
That is also a fair question. And honestly, the bigger question becomes not necessarily can it survive in the snow so much as what happens when it goes out in that strong of a wind. It being as small as it is.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Alright. So we'll send the Wasp down to Enderling to tell them we're coming back down.
Alrighty.
And pass on what we found.
And then I suppose we use the magic carpet to get back down.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alright, it takes another hour, but you guys do reach Corganbeer.
Do we have any idea where Enderling is?
I imagine he's not hard to find. Unless he's trying to hide.
Follow the burning crosses.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you follow the burning weird now. Upward arrows.
Well, big guy,
Hello.
there's a lot of snow up there. A lot. And it doesn't seem like much else going on. And the store that we came up in appears to be surrounded with wanted posters. And with runes on them that will detect us if we get close enough to one that's keyed to us. So we need to figure out how to get out of here. My thought is to maybe try to see if we can find a way out to the Dog's Teeth. Talk to Tarek, my old friend, and see what he thinks about this business and who's on what side and that kind of thing. There is always the risk that he would just turn us over. but I think that he's always been one to want to control his own destiny, and we can convince him that we are worth keeping around, and we can further his interests, then he may not sell us off right away.
I assume Enderling is still hard at work with the bodies.
Yeah, you're probably still like actively working on it.
Yeah, so as Enderling's doing that, he'll just be like, "Alright."
So I have a question.
As soon as I'm done with it.
Okay. So Tommy, do we have any sense of how the nobility has been treated, or the local upper echelon?
Not really. You can assume without making a check that people aren't happy about the Chelish taking over the client-state empire relationship, but they may not have any say in the matter because little fires are starting all throughout Taldor, essentially.
I wish our druid was here with us. Those woods guys, they don't put up with any of this politics crap. Besides Tarek, thinking to go down to the docks, the sailors, they're very proud of being Taldorans, but Taldans,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even know how to call them what I'm called, Taldans, but as all sailors are, they are very.
Oops, wrong button.
They're very proud of controlling their own destiny, and they are no one is their master other than the sea and their captain. But I don't know what we'll find there.
Enderling, it's probably really clear that for the past few hours he's been dealing with all of these dead Darrow, so he's quite just sullen and quiet.
Okay. So, big guy, have you sent their souls to where they belong?
We won't know until the end.
Well, I'm not usually touchy-feely sort, but I'm proud to be your companion.
Enderling's probably pretty torn up about how they've treated these people, so he's probably just kind of shrugs his shoulders. They treat all of these people like they're somehow traitors or enemies of the state. I don't know how you can claim to be good and still do this to people.
We could seek out the governor. I don't know.
I'd rather tear out the lungs of...
Oh, I'm with you, but we need to figure out who's going to help us tear out their lungs. And yes, I know you don't need any help to tear out one knight's lungs, but we need somebody to line them up for you so that you can take care of them one at a time, or two or three. But
Pogue,
Yes.
I have a thought.
Okay.
Now, let's suppose there is a poster of myself out there, and I do cast Protection of Evil on myself. I don't know how I agree with Underling here that I don't understand how anybody doing this could claim to be good. But in case I'm wrong, it might be wise having you beside me, invisible, ready to pounce on whoever shows up should I fall under a compulsion spell.
Me or Enderling?
Both of us.
Both of us. Okay. Then don't we have a greater chance of setting off the wards?
Well, that's sort of the idea. It's test to see if we would set them off with Protection of Evil on us. Because they are enchantment spells, much like what you fell under before.
Yeah.
And so,
Does this Serenade not claim to be a good aligned, a lawful deity?
That is accurate. Well, she's not LG. She's NG, not LG.
Shit. All right. Well. Would not protection from law also consider it?
What Underling's saying does make sense because it's a shorter jump to say that the Chelish went from LE to LG as opposed to LE to NG on the alignment chart.
wait, I totally missed that.
Okay, it's a better assumption to assume that the Chelish have gone from lawful evil to lawful good than it is to say they've gone from lawful evil to neutral good, because that, like,
okay,
law
yeah.
and order is a big part of their life. Now they just like helping people instead of damning people to hell.
Supposedly.
In theory.
Yeah.
So, why not both and see how it goes? Do we have someone who can cast protection from law?
Why not the both? Get there, no passing, girl. No, I can't cast that. I assumed protection from evil. Well, can we not spend a while here while retrain yourself?
Not Xandu. Xandu is a sorcerer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an alchemist. Let me see if it's in my
I'd
phone.
have to get another, I basically have to level up again.
Alright, fight me, bitch.
God.
I can make a thing of protection from arrows.
There you go.
Slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. So
Yeah.
Tommy, who does Pogue know would be the least likely to change their colors?
Make a knowledge local check.
Okay.
No, Enderling can't make protection except for protection from arrows and energy.
Well, I have
23.
protection from evil, and it's worth a shot.
Pogue would assume that the common man seems to have flipped over because if they don't, they freeze to death. The nobility will, because if they don't, they're put to the sword. Your contacts You assume it's not unlike you. You wouldn't turn over. You would have friends who have ways to keep you warm and stuff. But the possibility exists that they've all been killed.
Okay.
The things you're saying about going out and like finding your friends and stuff, it's a logical start.
Okay.
But it may not have like, again, they might be dead.
Now,
What about
the-
investigating here?
In Corganbeer?
Indeed.
the rank and file of the Cheliax Navy, or not the Cheliax Navy, the Taldor Navy? What about that?
They probably have, again, they turn over to their new masters or they're put to the sword and replaced.
Okay.
A lot of those guys probably don't care as long as they're getting paid.
Right. What was our deal about the Arcadian slaves? That was, they were going to try and free them from up north. Is that right?
The Eagle Spirit wants them to be freed. There was never a, like, go here, do this. That was never discussed, but you know that, like, Ularix is of the opinion that you should free them and then use them against the Chelish. But the Eagle Spirit doesn't like that because the Eagle Spirit just sees that as a new form of slavery against his people.
I thought he agreed to fight and free the Arcadians.
He agreed to help you guys out after his people are taken care of, and it's still going to be...
Right.
It's going to be a while before he gets back to Kyanan.
Right. Okay. So what do you think we can find underground here? I think we should, for one, I think we should be able to find tunnels closer to the surface that are not, that they use the Darrow used to navigate around town, rather than being in the...
I can't imagine they would only have one tunnel.
Yeah, there's certainly more than one. It's just a matter of finding them.
And it wouldn't necessarily be down deep either, right? I mean, they'd have them closer to the surface.
Yeah.
Sewers?
It's possible.
Well, if there are, Pogue would know about them, right?
Yeah, you would. You wouldn't necessarily
Right.
know that tunnels into the Darklands go from the sewers down.
Right.
But again, it's possible.
But if we could find the sewers from up above,
Mm-hmm.
we should be able to. I mean, so I'm asking, Cassomir has sewers?
Yes, it does.
So Pogue, being trained as a rogue here, would likely know about the sewers.
Yeah, you would
No.
know how to find them.
Okay.
There's probably
So
a lot of snow you have to dig through before you can find the entrances, though.
Would we be able to find sewers from houses or anything, though? Or we
Most
need to find,
likely
like,
not.
manholes in the middle of the street type of thing?
That kind of thing, yeah. Maybe not
Okay.
like specifically manholes, but more
Right.
like that and less like dive into someone's toilet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, throw me in a bag of holding and flush. Woohoo! I don't even know that would work. Probably clog somebody's sink. Or toilet or whatever. So how close to the water did we come out? Not at all, or?
You're not sure. That window just looks out over the street. You would need to get onto the roof.
Guys, I'm at a little bit of a loss here. I'm home, but there's no parade, so to speak. I was sure there would be people out and about somehow. So what would Nira do? She would go kick everybody's ass, probably. How Sirenray treated the followers of Sirenray treated other religions?
Knowledge religion, I'll say.
Okay. Or these new followers in any way. Oh shit, re-roll that.
And you're a point.
28.
Much better. traditionally speaking, followers of Sarenrae are cool with the other good aligned gods. As far as the evil gods go, they won't. Some of them will seek you out and destroy you. Some of them will just keep their distance and hope you redeem yourself, and if the time comes to it, offer you that one chance for redemption before sending you to Pharasma. As far as Calistria goes, it's a little more like you both exist. Walking past each other in the hall, there'd be like a and a nod, but that's about it. These guys are an X factor, though.
Is there a temple of Calistria here?
In Corganbeer?
No. Upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah, there would be somewhere. Probably closer to, like, where the nobles live.
There were the guys who did worship Calistria from here, from downstairs, so maybe they do have a temple here somewhere.
It's a thought.
Ooh. Good point. So Pogue wants to see if there's a temple down here. I think it would be important to know if his religious peeps are around or not, because perhaps it would be somebody who has a grievance against our new masters who would be up for a little sabotage, or at least a little pulling down some flyers.
It makes sense. You assume certainly the Darrow won't be on the flyers. They're just more of a kill on sight kind of thing.
Right. So there's no sign of living.
No sign of life. You assume.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like those 4 Darrow are somewhere. They're just like.
Maybe they're at the temple.
It's a thought.
Why don't we look for Calistrian temple?
Okay. If
Downstairs.
you guys want to do that, well, Pogue at least wants to do it. Throw some percentage dice around. We'll see what happens.
All right. I found one.
boy.
It's right next door, and they're all there.
That's a 99. Yeah, you definitely find one. It's less of a temple and more of a really rickety shrine that somebody has set up, almost kind of like Helga Pataki and Hey Arnold style. Not necessarily that the giant wasp statue is made of bubblegum, but it's pretty close. It's probably more like the statue of the wasp is made of questionable material. Don't ask about it.
Oh, it's kind of a big king-size bed.
Yeah, they aren't there, though.
Oh.
Well, they might be. Are they? They're not. Yeah, no, the 15 on my percentage does say that you assume they've just fled off into the Darklands.
Is there anything there we can...
Yeah, there might be something there. You rolled really high on the percentage dice. I won't make you make a perception check. You find a couple of potions. They're of questionable liquid. They're kind of like you pick them up and swirl them around, and they kind of look brownish, greenish, and mostly grossish.
With Fenderlinks with us, can we ask him to identify them?
Yeah, oh yeah, you can. This is his job.
Yeah.
What am I identifying?
They found these potions. There's kind of like a brownish, greenish, mostly grossish liquid.
Grossest.
Grossest liquid. There's literally no grosser liquid in the Darklands.
That's a big statement, because the Darklands are a pretty gross place.
And very big.
They're gross lager.
Ew.
That's right, I said it.
Ah, fuck! Beer everywhere! Ah!
Alrighty, a 27 on Craft Alchemy. It's lucky you had Enterling look at it before you just like down it, because they appear to be some kind of alchemist's fire.
Oh, good.
Enterling can tell that the mixture appears to be very, very, very unstable, and thus more powerful, but Enterling can also tell, like, if you shift this bottle a little too hard, it's gonna go off.
Okay, well, we'll leave them there.
Enderling immediately takes it.
Alright, Enderling should make a... Oh god, I don't want to say a sleight of hand, that feels weird. You're not trying to steal them. You'll get a bonus because Alchemist, but make me a dexterity check. Just d20 plus your dex.
Okay. And of course I close my goddamn sheet.
Hey, you don't need your sheet.
I don't remember what my fucking dex is. I think it's 4 because I have a belt.
Well, yeah, there's a +4 to it, right?
Yeah, my dex is an 18 right now. Spaghetti boy.
Spaghetti boy strikes again. Oh man. Okay, yeah.
Well, I'll re-roll that.
Alright. Yeah, 9's pretty bad. A 19 is better, so there's a little like, whoa, and you have to like juggle it really, really gently for a little while, and you're very sure it's gonna set it off, but like a little bit of serendipity on your part, and you grab the stopper. It seems to be fine as you deposit it in your inventory. You're not exactly sure what it does, but it probably...
I immediately deposit into my flamethrower.
Can you do that? Let's ask the percentage dice. Yeah, okay. You think you could do it. Again, it's going to be really volatile. The effects to the flamethrower may not be good.
Will it be worse for the bad guys?
Probably.
Excellent. I can rebuild flamethrowers. I just can't rebuild bad guys.
That's Lucia's job, right?
Yeah.
No, she said. I nominate you for an action fight for that one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you see it
yeah.
coming, and there was a setup and a knock it down.
It was real good. Yeah, you get an action point. I'll take it.
Good thing I saved you guys from that stuff, hey?
Just shake it off like you didn't almost blow your face off. Good thing I was here.
No, Enderling, I don't think has that type of sense of humor.
I think sense of humor is slapstick.
You know.
Oh, is it? Oh God.
I bet you I could do detect thoughts, see if there's anyone still alive down here.
Yeah, you could. The Corganbeer's about, well, it was about 2,000 people. It would take probably about an hour's walking to just
Don't forget that those Dara are still down here that we brought with us.
They should be somewhere.
They're somewhere out here.
Has Enderling seen them at all in his...
You haven't. You guys actually probably assume that their home has been destroyed and they've fled deeper into the Darklands to escape the Cheliax.
But why would they do that? They'd get eaten by drow.
They might have... Well, they wouldn't get eaten. They'd be enslaved. Maybe more eaten by like the Gugs. They might know different passages through the Darklands. They might have shaky alliances with like the Druger or the Sphere of Neplin or something like that. They're from here. They seem to at least kind of know what they're doing as they, again, just flee for their lives.
Right.
So, I don't hear any other ideas, so I suppose detect thoughts it is.
It sounds good.
It is a thought.
You could, while you do that, I could look for entrances into the sewers. I mean, I can walk with you.
Yeah, good idea.
Enderling's going to passively continue his work of hopefully redeeming these Gug who have been... They're not Gug, but Darrow who have been tortured.
Alright.
Alright, so you cast Detect Thoughts and you wander the city.
Yup.
Okay. You detect Pogue, you detect Enderling, you detect Lucia, you detect Yarva. And I detect my D100. Okay. I roll a 92. You
The
don't...
two of them pop out.
You don't
What?
come upon the Darrow. You come upon... Let me be entirely sure this can have thoughts. Yeah, I can't have thoughts. That would have been fun, but it doesn't think, you see.
You can still come upon it.
Yeah, yeah, sure, why not? You can still come upon it. You come upon, and this is, I'm full improv right now, because when you want to challenge your players, the best thing to do is run with it. It's, you turn the corner and there's just a massive three-headed snake laying at rest with its heads facing, like, you turn the corner, there it is looking at you. It doesn't react, it doesn't move, just kind of lays there staring at you.
I got knowledge arcana to figure out what it is.
Okay, sure.
Somebody else has something.
Well, the nature.
Alright.
17 on the nature.
You're very sure that this thing doesn't appear in nature. Enterling's even more sure as he turns the corner. Like, nope, that's not natural. The Arcana checks together. Like, you guys both can't quite work it out. But together, you put your heads together and you figure out that this thing is some kind of construct. You're not exactly sure what, but the fact that, like, you turn the corner and it doesn't react to kill and eat you is pretty indicative. And then you get a little closer and you see this thing has weird demonic runes inscribed on it. It's almost kind of like a clockwork creature, how it, the way it, like, it seems to have segmented joints that'll, like, turn really, like, robot-y. Each one of them has a different rune.
So we need to read the runes.
Read magic would do it.
Okay.
They're not an infernal.
Oh, okay. I can read magic.
I was gonna say, like, what language is it? You said they're demonic of some sort.
Make a linguistics check.
Alright, I'm wondering if I already have the language, so let's just,
Yeah, I can read them.
You are so sure with that natural 20.
Let's just crit.
That snake does our bidding.
It's not infernal, it's abyssal. And it dawns on Pogue, just out of nowhere, as it is wont to do today, it dawns on Pogue that you're looking at what's known as an Abracarn Viper. They're created by the Drow to serve as essentially just, like, construct guard dogs. It's somewhere you would find a little diadem, a little, like, teeny tiny crown. It's not with this thing, but if you were to find it, it would give you complete control over this thing, which it's, like, demonic spirits are bound to it, and it is forced to protect whoever wears that diadem. It protects them very well. It can shield them from damage. It can, if you're within, like, if you guys are close, it'll, like, wrap itself around you to protect you. It's not a very powerful construct, but it's pretty powerful. Had you turned the corner and had to fight it, it might have been bad.
So it messed us up.
It could have hurt, yeah.
Can Pogue sneak past it?
It is currently inactive.
Okay.
We know it's inactive, like, it's like I could, like, punch it in the mouth and it wouldn't.
Yeah, you punching it in the mouth might turn it on and have it attack you, but you're pretty close to it to read those runes, and it's not reacting. So.
Okay.
Do we see anything behind it?
More of Corgan beer.
Yeah, look for dead drow. Like immediately.
Yes.
Gotta find them drow. Well, that
Gotta
natural 20.
Yeah, now's the time. Keep bringing them out. Chaos has a 22.
don't I have that divination thing that I can do? I mean, that's sort of my jam.
It is sort of your jam.
I need to turn Captain Chaos into a tumor. That's what I need to do.
Into a what?
Into a tumor.
A tumor into a tumor familiar. Give him like a pig body. And he like grows out of my body, like just a random tumor, like pops out of my chest. And it's a pig with Captain Chaos's face. Yeah! I'm going, motherfucker!
So Enterling is not able to find anything. Well, he finds stuff. He finds more of it. And same with Pogue. There's lots of experimented humans and crucified Darrow that Enterling had been working on, but nothing so shiny as what you imagine the control diadem for this thing would be.
It really takes he would take like bits of whatever, like body parts, and put them in the burn piles.
Okay, understood.
Like, just because the humans died before they were crucified doesn't mean they don't deserve to.
So we haven't even found any drow.
You have not.
Okay, so I got a couple of incense left, so
okay.
I'm gonna
watch out. Xandu's incensed.
Xandu was pissed.
Gonna do that. Gonna do my divination diddly-do.
Marino?
Yeah.
Murdiddly-erder?
So there it is.
Alrighty.
That's to find the crown that controls it.
Okay. You find it. It's perfect.
Yep. But how far away does it take me is the question.
Perfect.
It'll take you a ways. It seems to be about 4 hours away after I grab that D4 and roll it. Probably a little faster on the back of the carpet. You come, like, in your mind's eye, you see a handful of drow lying dead and gnawed on by something or other. One of them has a particularly shiny diadem. You're not sure how the Viper got here, how they got there, how, like, the big split is. There's a lot of variables that don't exist, but the diadem kind of, like... If I say Resident Evil 2 flashes, with a little, like, glow of... You understand what I'm talking about?
It works.
Yeah. Just a little, like, whoop, whoop, to indicate this is an interactable item. And you are completely sure that's the diadem you're looking for.
Well, if you two want to go and grab that, that Xandu's talking about in the strange metagame...
It's next to the green herbs, but watch out for the hellhounds through the windows! I know what I'm doing this weekend. Actually, I'm editing videos. But I want to play some Resident Evil 2.
If you two want to go and grab that, Enderling. And now I'm speaking in the third person.
Enderling will do this! That was bad. Oh, forgive me.
I don't know why all of a sudden, like my grandfather or something. Anyone that knows about
Granddaddy Enderling.
Or Joe. Enderling will, shit, I did it again. I will stay behind and continue my work, he says as he, like, carves up another crucifix into a Tiwaz symbol.
Okay.
We might have trouble when we get there.
Yeah, you don't want to come along and bust some knuckles?
Well, I imagine stealth will be better than on.
Alright, well, you play with your Tinker Toys. We're going to go get us a snake.
Tinker Toys. All right, no. Enderling is helping people get to the goddamn afterlife
with Tinker Toys.
We're about to have PvP right fucking now.
Easy there, big guy.
Very nice, children.
Right. I just told you how honored I was to be your companion for the good that you were doing for these people's souls.
Damn straight, and then you fucked it up by saying that.
Oh, well.
You're doing great with your Tinker Toys there, buddy. I prefer Lincoln Logs. Flies off into the Darklands.
Now he's a Lincoln Log. Alright, let's go.
Alrighty. So Enderling continues to look around for stuff. Xandu and Pogue take off into the Darklands.
We should probably use the carpet.
I assume you did.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna have to buff up my fly skills.
You gotta buff up those
fly skills. I'm thinking what's gonna go on is that we'll probably land a safe distance away and let Pogue sort of sneak up.
Okay.
Xandu will stay behind, hidden with taking full advantage of the invisibility plus 40
Of
But
course.
still be within spell strike range is the idea.
Alrighty, so you guys end up... Let me make sure you can see this board, can't you? Yeah, you can. Okay. Both of you make a perception check.
We can see the board.
You should be able to see the board.
I see a backdrop.
And you see, like...
our
Yeah.
tokens.
And there's a grid, and I've put your tokens on the grid.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do, because I don't necessarily have random cave maps ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because-
We're doing perception.
Yeah, if
I'm
you would,
just
please.
kidding. Oh,
Did he natural one?
yes.
All
No,
right.
he nat 20.
No, he natural 20.
I nat 20'd.
Oh, that's much better. Alright.
And I got a 38.
So, he gets a 38 on his perception and blows that crit just out of the water. But Xandu's aware of it too. You guys see me dig a token out really quick from bad roll 20 tokens. But the good news is this monster is kind of iconic-ish. Yeah, it's certainly pretty iconic-ish. But all of these look so terrible. I will describe it as I get on Token Tool, and I'll make another one. You guys see, you probably smell him sooner than you see him, to tell you the truth. This just big, reptilian-looking thing with a gigantic axe, just kind of not bellowing really loud, but throwing his head back to bellow to himself. You both easily recognize a troglodyte. This one just seems to be a little more powerful, so much more powerful that, like, you get the feeling this is what took care of that party of drow, and he's just stopped to laze about and eat them. The natural 20... the natural 20, he doesn't see you. He's too busy thinking high and mighty of himself to,
How
like,
far away
react.
is the drop?
I'll put him on the board in just a sec. I am actively making a token because I don't want to use the bad roll 20 tokens because really they're bad. Alrighty. That is too big. You're probably about like 50-ish feet away, give or take.
And is he between us and the drow party?
He is like in the middle of the drow party, actively eating them.
So
It's, you guys get the feeling that to get to that diadem, you're going to have to deal with him. Whether that means like destroy him or talk to him becomes up to you. But
can we
Or
see the?
sneak past him.
Can we
Is that
see the
possible?
crown?
you could try.
Can we see the crown?
Xandu knows which body it's on. You can't see it from there. Xandu would know which body that it's on because Xandu has that perfect divination power.
Cool.
Alright, troglodyte is on the board. He's a little bigger than that. He's a big troglodyte boar. And I'm going to make the grid not white because that's hard for you to see. Let's make it like red. That
Make
should
it
pop.
neon red, yeah.
There we go. Yeah. You guys are about that far away. Which means I need to switch to the battle screen. We haven't rolled initiative yet, but you guys are, like, he doesn't see you again. He's just cavorting amongst the bodies. Seems pretty pleased with himself.
So,
So it's about 40 feet.
Yeah,
What a
about.
count.
Xandu will cast invisibility on himself, make sure he's well.
Koga's well invisible.
Alrighty. Understood.
Do you need me to roll invisible again? Or
You guys should both roll stealth checks, yeah.
stealth?
Yeah.
33 plus 2 is 35 plus 20.
You guys roll real good. I'm gonna throw a d20 out
And
there.
16 plus 40.
He has no way of seeing you. He's too busy cavorting in his kill and eating drow parts.
So what if we sneak up and grab the thing with Mage Hand?
It's entirely possible.
Xandu's just sort of... you know what Xandu will do? He's invisible. This is not a harmful spell, so it won't break invisibility. But Xandu will cast Mind Link on Pogue to show him which body is the one.
Okay. You are able to determine. We'll say, I will use a bad token for this because it's just a dead body. And dead bodies can look as terrible as we need them to. Dead body. It's, well, there's a dragon skeleton that
No, we need to save that.
Yeah, we need that for Lucia. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of them. We'll say this looks like a drow, not really. In this square.
Oh, of course. That's the one I'm after?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. I come up to here.
Alrighty. So, am I to take it that you guys are dismounting the carpet?
We're gonna sneak up and mage hand.
Okay, so, like, you want to not be on the carpet, is what I'm hearing.
I want to not be on the... yes, I'm not on the
remaining on the carpet and not stepping off so that he doesn't, you know, make sound while he's going, giving Pogue, the sneakier one, more of an advantage.
Fair enough. I need Pogue to make a fortitude save.
Oh, Jesus.
Because these guys are very, very, very stinky, and you've moved a little too close to them, and the stench is pretty overpowering.
Making me make a... Alright. 28.
That more than passes. You're fine. It's really gross, but you're fine.
Alright. So can I
How
mage
far out
hand?
does Mage Hand go?
That's a good
35
question.
feet. 35 feet.
35 feet. You are, I think you're within mage hand range.
Yeah.
He's literally just within it.
Yeah. Pogue's a good thief. He knows how...
He knows how to steal stuff. Alrighty, I just need to check one thing. I need to see if casting Mage Hand breaks invisibility. I don't think it does.
That breaks invisibility is harmful spells.
I think that's correct. But I want to be totally sure. Before I just like, yeah, you got it.
Well, I could have cast
here
out of sight and then been
It's
invisible.
kind of janky in Roll20, but whatever.
Okay, yeah, you are definitely able. You can grab it.
Okay.
You pick the diadem up. He is going to make another perception check.
I'm gonna swing it way around.
Alright, he does see the diadem move. He does see, like, the drow matron's corpse. Like, the head kind of, like, does the beginnings of a crunch and then stops and falls back. And he just... What is that? As he, like, sniffs the air. Brandishing a battle axe and a javelin. Just, who out there? He looks like... He you know troglodytes aren't the smartest of things.
In the opposite direction, I want to use... Prestidigitation, I think. I'm trying to think of what I can do with it. Can I make it like do like a poof or something, or make a footprint or something?
You could do a poof, certainly. Footprints, I'm not... You could soil a surface, which could kind of count as a footprint. It won't be very like, detailed.
Which way are you swinging the diadem right now? Like,
well, I was gonna swing it north.
All right, he's gonna go that way.
Okay, then Xandu will cast dancing lights to the south to sort of distract him.
Alrighty. It's awkward, but make a bluff check.
Yeah, I thought it might be something like that. Alright.
I think I have... Do you have sense motive, creepy guy? He's got kind of a sense motive.
Can I do it
20
also?
on the dot.
Yeah, you can do that if you'd like.
Yeah. I should be really good at bluffing.
You should be. Oh man.
32?
Alright, so I hear that Xandu's making some dancing lights appear over here. Pogue is making some dancing lights appear, like, in the same area.
Yeah, well, I'm digitation to make something, you know, something rustle over here or whatever to go along with the dancing lights.
Alrighty, so here's my sense motive. What? Trick of the drow! And he goes running this direction.
At the crown?
You're making the dancing lights appear right here, right?
No, down here.
Oh, that makes much more sense. Then
crown.
trick of the drow, run this way. You see him, like, he holds out his hand and fire streaks out of his hand in the direction of the lights. He starts swinging at them.
Alright, grab the crown then.
And then he's going to... Because there's one more thing that I might... Okay. He is going to make a quick... He probably passes. Okay. He is able to identify the spells that are being cast. So he stops interacting with the dancing lights. Just, come out! Where are you? He doesn't look your direction. He's kind of just staring off into the caverns like this direction. He doesn't seem to care that much about the diadem so much as his meal.
So you said he's more hungry than interested in the diadem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have ventriloquism. Talk to him.
I do not either.
Okay.
So why don't we just grab it and run?
You know what
Or
I do
fly.
have, though? I have,
I mean, unless
I
you
have
want to kill him
message.
off.
I have a message. I could talk to him that way. But I
That's
don't
true.
think Xandu would really. He's more in stealth mode. He's in the Darklands. He knows that this isn't necessarily going to be a nice conversation that he would have.
Yeah, this thing wants to kill and eat you. And
So-
you've been in the Darklands for a couple months. I'll say that there have probably been a lot of troglodyte clans that have moved around the caravan and the marching army. Again, they're not going to attack because they'd lose, but you know there's a lot more of him out here than there are of you. And if he happens to have a clan or something,
Yeah.
if somebody loves him and he goes missing and they get sad, then you could have a lot more troglodytes to deal with.
He's on WoW with the fucking clan right now. Watch out.
Yeah.
You can tell him that he desecrates our people, and he should beware the spider queen or whatever.
It's a thought.
That's true. I gotta figure out.
I mean, I've got message too, so I can do that.
Yeah, because I have okay bluff, but it's not the greatest.
Mine's plus 16.
As this is going on, the troglodyte turns back in the direction of the diet and just, Drow want shiny thing? I will take shiny thing. And he begins moving in that direction.
No way, it's already... We've taken it in the time he went over.
I heard
here
it was there.
No, I moved it. Well, he went that way.
That's the way we were swinging it around. We were swinging it to the north.
Well, he went south.
Gotta
Yeah.
see. Okay, so where's the diadem right now?
No, you don't see. Pogue has it,
Okay.
and you can't see it.
I might see it. I'm looking at my spells. I have spells. I'm a caster.
I have spells.
They don't help.
What spells do you have that find an invisible halfling who's plus 40 when he's not moving? 73.
See invisibility.
I have actually.
Well, even if he has see invisibility, he's still got to beat a
Armor
30. Still got to beat a 33.
What he's gonna do, if he's he is smarter than most troglodytes. He's not brilliant, but he's got a little bit of something going on. You see him
He's got a genius troglodyte. Huh?
for troglodytes probably. He holds one of his hands. Oh no, he doesn't need to do that. Yeah, he does. This is a cone. He holds his left hand out and begins to concentrate. A couple seconds later, he begins shifting it to his left in your direction.
What is it,
Okay.
Xandu?
That's a good question. I'm gonna roll.
How tall is the
Would that be
ceiling?
spellcraft?
That would be spellcraft. The ceiling is probably very tall. Well, let's.
Oh shit!
Pogue's invisibility breaks. He sees you. He sees
Oh,
you.
shit.
Oh god. Xandu has a hero point. Oh my god. I didn't have to cast detect magic. He'd be like, there's an invisibility aura. I'll blindly swing at it and hope for the best. Nope. Xandu has a hero point.
Yes, I do.
Alrighty.
That was spellcraft.
You're gonna leave me hanging?
Now you're sure that he had cast Detect Magic and he was gonna just try to find the presence or absence of magic, pick up some auras, maybe reason out somehow that there was an invisible person. But again, Poe gets a little too cocky and I want to say you like step on a bug and that's the triggering attack action, but that's no. Maybe if you were just, oh lord, invisibility breaks. He sees you.
Poe goes to cast message on him, and he screws up.
And he does, and you have shiny thing. You screw with. What could my name be? What's a terrible name for a troglodyte? For an action point, go go go. Anybody? Tulak. You take Tulak's shiny thing. You die. Roll initiative.
Oh boy.
And
That was.
I finally have an excuse to stop the music that means nothing now.
Yeah.
Yay! We finally get to fight.
You did, and that means
That means more experience points. Yay!
yes, I'm using music from an N64 game. I'm gonna clear the turns. I think Pogue's dice will show up, and I'll enter it again. Okay, it doesn't.
No. I can't. It's been so long since I forgot where it is on this day.
It's been so long since I've done the initiative.
I got it as a quick button down here, so I'm good.
Somebody's got his macros ready. Sandy.
I didn't know I needed that one ever again. Apparently.
The only one like I don't have would probably be a staple is perception down there.
Wait. There's a button that says initiative. I'm there.
There you go. You've done it. What's my initiative on this random guy? Please tell me it's alright. It's not bad. It could be worse. I have seen worse initiatives in my day. Go! I roll a 15, so I land after Pogue, before Xandu. I'm not aware of Xandu. Nope. Xandu is lucky. The Tulak. That's his name. And he got a...
Tulak is a scary thing.
How far away are we from Enderling?
You pretty far, a couple hours.
Dang it.
It is your turn though, Pogue. What you got for me?
I'm thinking about it. I'm going to... Is he flat-footed?
Oh, this is gonna fade in and out really, really awkwardly. That's gross. I didn't listen to this one all the way through. It's gonna kick back on now. He's not. He hasn't acted. He's flat-footed.
Crap! Too far away from me. 1, 2, 3. No, I mean, I just have to take the move. Actually,
it's okay, Tommy. On a house divided, that reel just like stopped in the middle of one.
And then suddenly there's a funny. That gives us 2 seconds to make really bad jokes.
Okay. What do you think, Xander? Should we take him?
He looks stronger than most adult troglodytes.
Get out!
Xandu has an idea, but he's sort of staying quiet to try and stay hidden right now. So, unless you're casting message on him, he's not really saying anything.
Jesus. I'm going to use my action to cast message.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Alright.
It's still gonna take me 2 hours to get there.
Evens we go for it. Odds I run back.
Alrighty.
Alright, odds I run back. So, alright, so what I do is my ring, I use my action to slip it back over.
Okay.
To invisible again.
Alrighty.
And try to stealth out.
Alrighty. Make that stealth check. I will make that perception check. I'm not good at it. I think I had that. Isn't that right?
So, running, it's a 60.
Okay. Yeah, he can hear the footsteps echoing, but he doesn't know exactly where you're going. Actually,
Okay.
from this point of view, with the 14, he sees the carpet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what the ground looks like. Is it a big open cave or something?
Pretty much, yeah. Imagine just a
Alright.
big open space.
All right, so if you're on the carpet there, is there like any kind of rock or anything here or something that I can kind of hide behind? I want to wait for him to hit the carpet.
There is.
Okay,
There's a rock big enough right there for Pogue to duck behind.
so I'm going to duck behind it and wait for him to hit the carpet. So let's see, I've used my action, used my move action. So I think that
All
is
these rocks
it.
look bad. Here's a decent one. The most decent rock I could find still looks real bad. Is big rock. All right,
Okay,
Tulok is bigger than most troglodytes, and it's his turn. He's gonna charge the carpet. I think I have a straight line to the carpet,
except for that branch.
except for the tree. No, the Docklands tree.
We're in the sky! Shit!
This is just a weird air battle with like a dung beetle thing.
A floating corpse.
It says my connection has been interrupted, but I'm gonna push forward and see what happens. 'Cause
Just, reload it really quickly.
Yeah, just did it.
everybody
just
gets
did
to
it.
hear the music stop. Everybody gets to hear me reload roll 20. Everybody gets to hear the music kick back on. That's wrong music.
It just did
That
it.
was the right music. Tight. This is wrong. All right, as I was saying, Tulok charges the carpet. He has a reach
Oh,
of probably 5 feet. Oh, he's pretty big. He has a reach of 10 feet. He's gonna go.
Well,
with five.
it's a pretty big carpet, isn't it?
Yeah. Man, this whole fight is just me digging out random assets. Carpet. Surely that'll come.
So
up sometime.
is it a
It's a 3x3. And what?
3 squares by 3 squares, or
Yeah.
3 feet by 3? You're right. So, or 15 by 15.
15 by 15. I made it a little too big. That's 3x3.
That's,
And it needs to go to the back because it goes under Xandu. Xandu's on it, so he gets there and he can reach it. He's gonna see if he has the Sunder feats before the GM makes a mistake with this random monster. I have power attack, so I mean I'm good at power attack. So that means I throw back my axe and just roaring, and now he's switched over from common to. It kind of sounds like Draconic, kind of sounds like a language you don't understand.
I'm gonna be pissed if you wreck my carpet, Xandu.
Yeah, Xandu. This is you doing it, not the GM. It's your fault.
Always is.
Where's my
Should
bag?
have got off the damn carpet.
Should have got off your damn carpet.
Put it away, but
Yeah, that he's charging, so that connects with the carpet. It's not hard to hit the carpet. The carpet is not moving. So
What?
he breaks out that D12. He adds this
I'm
plus
gonna be pissed.
this. The axe comes down into the carpet for 20 damage. The carpet,
How much
20.
health does a flying carpet have?
Soon the carpet will become the drapes.
Not soon the carpet will become my capes. That was bad. I shouldn't have done that. But regardless, a sizable portion of the carpet is cut off. Probably like. Here's hoping you brought a seamstress with you on your Darklands adventure. It's probably like that
Mend.
much of it. Mending is a thing. Yeah.
Carpets aren't that much. Well, I have craft magic item.
thing.
The corner is sheared. Xandu, make a use magic device check.
Use magic.
The
device.
crystal ball in your hands begins to kind of like flicker as if you're
Oh,
like pulling the
gotcha.
battery out.
Okay. 30.
But you are able to maintain control of the carpet. It doesn't crash down. Hey, also, it's your
I
turn.
figured it was on the ground already.
Oh, even
Like
better.
landed.
Okay. I thought you were hovered.
So-
Okay. Yeah, he attacks the carpet.
So he's just attacking a carpet on the ground, is what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A carpet! Fuck it!
Well, he's smart enough. Well, let's see if he's smart enough.
A living room slug! Get it!
Kill
I
the
said
living room
clean-
slug.
I said clean the carpet, not clean the carpet.
He realizes it's not from here and is smart enough to determine it's probably magical somehow, and it's the only other thing he can see. Regardless, Xandu, what you got? I don't know why I brought up the initiative. I know the turn order.
Okay, so this guy's got some pretty big reach, so Xandu's gonna 5 foot back.
All right.
You know, he'll probably go a little bit farther than that. He'll probably
Before you do that, actually, Xandu needs to make a fort save, because again, this guy is super stinky.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
On top of the fact that he's probably never bathed in his entire life, his race is naturally stinky.
And he goes to Sleepy Land.
18.
The fort save is successful, just barely. You're able to just kind of, that was bad, back off.
So Xandu will probably go to about here.
Okay, so you're making a full move action?
5 foot step or full move?
Just the 5 foot, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Which takes him to here, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay. So then he is going to cast Aversion on the troglodyte for the diadem.
Alrighty, that will break invisibility.
Yes,
I don't have spell resistance, do I? I don't have spell resistance.
So that's 22.
22 will save. The will save's not bad. You're not an aberration or an ooze, so I don't get a bonus. And my will save is an 18. The spell is successful. He doesn't want the diadem, but he likes fresh meat, and now he sees it.
Yeah, but he's also, when he's within 50 feet of it, he has some pretty bad penalties.
Oh, yeah, that is right, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
But he can't see it at the moment, right?
That's correct.
So does he have to be able to see it?
He has to be able to see it, yeah.
Alright, well,
imagine like presenting a holy symbol to a vampire, I suppose.
Right, we'll fix that in a second.
It is your turn if Xandu's done.
Yeah.
Alrighty, what you got, Pogue?
Alright. 5 step in. I'm gonna attack, breaking my invisibility, wearing the crown on my head.
Alrighty.
Say, looking for me, ugly? Some other, nasty. And I'm gonna do the 2-weapon. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna feint. It's a 20.
20 does not hit him.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's opposed by his sense motive. Which is, it's alright. He gets a 22.
Oh, okay, so no feint.
No feint.
So ignore the first of these.
Alrighty.
So ignore the 17, because that would have been the first attack, but that's the 2-weapon feint.
Understood.
Second attack is 25 with the main weapon.
25?
Yeah.
I see a 20. Do I need to scroll up higher?
No. They're in 2 bunches. So there's a 25,
I
a 20,
see.
and a 14.
Okay, so the 25 hits, but the 20 and the 14 don't.
Okay. So he takes 17 damage. I don't get. There's no way. Do I get a sneak attack or not?
You do not.
Okay, coming out of invisibility, I don't?
Right, because he has a thing that says you don't.
Okay. What were the penalties for aversion?
He has to run away from it.
He has to run away from it, and he is also, if he's trying to ignore it, he is nauseated, I believe.
Okay. Oh, that's bad for me.
Yeah.
17.
Nauseated until he is no longer avoiding it.
And what does nauseated do?
Nauseated means he can just make a move action.
And he's got to be 60 feet. He's got to get within 60 feet away from it.
Alrighty.
Okay. So I do 17 points of damage, and I make sure he can crown.
He definitely sees it.
So I'm like, bring it, ugly.
Alrighty.
I only get 1 attack. Yeah, off on him though.
I'm looking at a thing. What kind of effect is this? This is a mind affecting effect. Enchantment compulsion. Okay, so he can't make himself immune to this by doing that. Okay, yeah. So it goes to him, and oh man, my options are either move 60 feet away from you, or be nauseated. Is that right? Do I understand that correctly?
Correct.
All right, so he's gonna move 60 feet away from Pogue. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna give Pogue an aura. That seems to be the easy way to do this. I'm gonna give Pogue a 60-foot aura. I have to be out of that. Aura 1, see and edit go. That's a lot of space that I can't be in. Alright.
Yeah.
So he's going to take a move action. It will provoke from Pogue. Can I get... I scrolled out too far.
How much reach does a whip have off
10.
the top of your head?
Is reach a 10.
Okay, so I can't reach him with that. Okay.
Alright, so he takes a move action. It provokes from Pogue.
Pogue.
Oh, Pogue,
And-
would you like to stab the dude?
Oh, sorry, I'm on mute. Yeah, would love to. Would love to stab the dude.
It would be my pleasure
It
to
would
win.
be my pleasure to kill your troglodyte thing.
Okay, I only get one attack, right?
That's correct.
Alright, so... just take the first of these, I think.
Alrighty, a 32 hits for 11 damage. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it so much that he's still within his move action to get there, and for his standard action he raises his hand and begins chanting in a language you don't understand. Well, you hang out with Francis.
Did he just move 60 feet?
That's within his move speed.
Damn.
He is fast. As he raises his hand,
Fast boy.
and I've said you couldn't understand it, but there's a druid in the party. He starts speaking druidic, and a bunch of rocks around you guys begin to fly up into the area and start bouncing around people.
Rocks fall.
Rocks fall, you don't die, but there's no save. So you take...
Is there a corner anywhere?
Probably that rock that I deleted. Where'd the rock go?
I mean, we came around a corner to get into this cave, right?
To get where you are, no, it's just a straight line on.
No, how do we get out?
What?
So he's dropping rocks on us from 60 feet away.
Yeah, he's casting Stone Call.
And there's no save?
Yeah, it's just 2d6 damage.
Yep. Yeah. It's an okay spell. It's pretty okay.
Yeah.
Probably the best
So
one he's
what
got.
is that? 9 points?
You both take 9
Shit.
damage. However, he can't go any closer for... How long does that last?
Forever.
1 day per level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that's rough. This is me, I'm gonna just chase
What
after
spell
you.
is
And
this?
that's Stone Call. Or they're casting Aversion.
Christ.
Yeah, it's decent if you have an object to place it against.
That's real good, yeah.
God, no save? What the hell?
No save.
It's a druid damage spell.
That is my turn. Xandu, what's up?
It's 2d6.
Alright. This guy's still basically attacking us.
Mm,
We've also seen that he's pretty darn fast.
yeah.
So... How far away is he right now?
From you? That many feet. I should scroll
85
in.
feet. So it's right size, for once.
Yeah!
Cool. Cool. I gotta... So... Xandu will step... over... Well, how big is that rock? Can I see over it? To him?
Probably not.
Okay, so Xandu will sit there, move over to there. And she should be within range of lightning bolt.
Alright. I will make a reflex save. I think reflex is... Oh yeah, this is gonna be rough. Alright, here we go. My reflex save is I'm really scrolled up. An 8!
8.
I fail it! It hurts me! Owie! Is the damage up there? It is not.
Not yet. There's lightning bolt. Why do I have 2 of them?
Why not?
Fix-
Well, Pogue had to move. That rock isn't there. That rock is
That's
That's blue.
here. Yeah. It's blue because
Oh.
there's maximum and minimum damage in there.
Right, it's 35.
35 more electric damage, he's not happy. If that's all, it goes to Pogue.
I just got to make sure that's the right number. Because I have 2 of these, so I don't know. I think it's 1d6 per level to a max of 10. So, yeah, 8's right.
You did it. Woo!
Now, am I at a point where I can fire more than one arrow or not?
Yeah, if your base attack is greater than 6, you can. Are you using a
Okay.
crossbow?
No, I'm using a bow.
Okay, then you're
Bow.
fine. You can.
Alright, so I think it's only... I only have it set up for... Oh, wait a minute. Do the second attack. That seems weird. Oh, okay.
Of course, to attack with it, well, to have full attack with 2 weapons, you had to do something with the diadem.
To do what?
You had to do something with the thing he's averse to also attack with 2 weapons. Because you
It
can't,
was on my head,
Okay, got it.
right?
Yep, that's fine.
And I pulled out my weapons. I was like, hey.
Okay.
So do I need to take an action to pull out a bow?
Yeah, it would be a move action to switch weapons.
Okay, so I can use my move action and I can shoot. And the range on it is 80. So we're good. Alright, so I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna shoot twice.
Alrighty, you shoot once.
Shoot. 26 and
takes
25.
12 damage.
And 8 damage.
You only get 1 attack because you had to use a move action to draw your bow. So you have just the standard action.
Sorry, yeah, okay.
So, okay. Let me catch up on my math here.
Pathfinder and you're crazy.
Alrighty, he definitely, like, the arrow embeds in his chest. He's not giving up, but he starts to, like, lean forward and pant a little bit.
Strength is the damage ability on that. Or is it?
It's strength, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have 18 strength?
Do I have 18 in strength? That's actually a good question. No, 14.
Okay, and that's a +2 bow. I see. Okay, fair enough. Alright, if that is all, the troglodyte is really probably just going to do the same thing again. He holds up his hand and just continuing to hiss at you in what you assume is druidic. He throws more pebbles and stuff at you for another 9 damage to both of you. He can't really do much else. He has a move action, but that, like, he'd violate the... for the next 8 days, I have to be 60 feet away. So that's rough. I'm going to quickly...
Except this is a souped up troglodyte. Troglodytes is not normally used in regular vernacular to talk about somebody with any level of intelligence, and apparently he has enough intelligence to figure out.
Yeah, he's got some intelligence. That is also all I've got, so it passes to Xandu.
Now, do I see any symbols of the Order of the Leaf on him?
That's a great question. This is Francis's second cousin's mentor, and you're killing him! Oh my god, I didn't mean to put a +1 on. I put a +100 on it.
Wow, holy fuck!
You don't, though. You do not see any... I'm an idiot. You don't see any green faith symbols on him. I thought I rolled 100, added a 9. Yeah, no, you don't.
But he's speaking druidic still.
And he's casting nature spells.
Huh.
I mean, it stands to reason he could worship like a neutral evil demon lord or something like that. And even if he was green faith, that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, grab Francis, he'll talk us right out of this.
Yeah, true. So, let's see. Instead of throwing a lightning bolt at him, Xandu's gonna toss a burst of radiance and see if it does any damage to basically determine if he's evil or not.
Alrighty. Go for it.
Oh,
Fills the area
you know.
with brilliant flash of simmering light. They're blinded for 1d4 rounds or dazzled if they succeeded a reflex save, which I don't, probably. I'm not going to roll a d100 plus 100. I'll pass then. Yeah, I've got this. Take that, your pathetic spell. I have an 11. I don't pass my reflex save.
So he is blinded for 1d4 rounds.
He is. He certainly is. For the next 4 rounds, even.
Nice.
He
but
also,
does it do
he
any
is
damage
evil.
to
It
him?
does hit him. Yeah.
Okay, so he takes 12 untyped damage then.
Alrighty. Understood.
Does that mean he can still cast spells where we are?
He's aiming blindly at this point. He's like, that doesn't prevent him from casting, but it's a matter of like, he's just gonna shoot stuff randomly in that direction. Is that all from Xander?
Have we determined what the...
Yeah.
Is there a radius of this dropping?
Yeah, you would. Hang on. The easy way to do it is to, I guess, do like this. Well, no, I'll just make a cube. Can I do that?
Yeah.
It's a 40-foot radius with you guys in the middle. And so I guess it'd be like 10, like roughly here. 10, 20, 30. It's a little bigger than that.
You know, if you do Alt, you can make a circle.
Neat. No, I can't. It's a little bigger than that. It extends like 5 more feet around.
Okay. I feel like I should probably I don't know. 6, I guess.
Okay. Now, the squares that are black are treated as difficult terrain because there's a bunch of like stones lying through them. So each one of those costs double your movement.
Oh, in that case, where was I? Right here? Right there, right?
I think that's right. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3.
Alrighty.
So I'm out of his thing. Actually, I'm gonna. Where was I? Right here. 1, 2, 3. How's that?
I
You
see
can do
you.
that. All right, and then of course this doesn't affect him because he's blinded. But at least I'm not where he thought I was, and so then I'm going to shoot him with the bow.
Alrighty. He is flat-footed. Flat-footed and
Joe,
challenge.
I don't think it says anything about having to see it.
That's what I'm looking at. I have no idea. Perfect divination. I scrolled up too high. Scrolled up way too high.
Okay, so just
Okay.
20?
So 20 does hit.
it does hit,
Yeah, because
Okay,
he
so-
can't see it. So he does take 9 damage.
and then I get a sneak attack on him.
Yes, you do. An extra
That's
8.
another 8.
Alrighty. Is that all?
Yeah, I mean I moved and I attacked. What do you want?
No, I'm just asking. It's proper etiquette. It's like when I roll like a 60 to hit you. I'm like, does a 60 hit you? It feels bad, but I am required by positive production to ask you.
I understand.
So I'm blind. I know the thing shooting me is the thing that I'm averse to. I also know that I'm pretty well. I'm not that backed up to the edge of the board. What am I gonna do? He doesn't give up. This is not in his wheelhouse for him to give up. He might just... He's going to take his move action. He's going to try to move greater than half his speed. 5... Well, he might not. Well, he can't be there. But he doesn't know where there is. That's the thing.
So does he have to see us?
He doesn't have to see you. To,
No, I
like,
mean for the aversion.
he just knows, like, right now in his mind it's stay away from you, and you are somewhere, like, down here. That's all he knows. He doesn't have scent or anything, so he's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's smart enough to not go too fast.
So he's moved 30 feet.
He's still nauseated.
He is nauseated, yeah. Is he really? Because he has to ignore it. Okay, in that case, he's gonna try to move his full speed. I'm gonna say there's a wall here, like up top. There's a wall, but like over here is on the left is the way out. Okay, so he's gonna move his full speed then. He's gonna try to. He has to make an acrobatics check, which he adds nothing to and has not a lot of dex probably. All right, here we go. I need to beat a 10. I beat a 10 with an 11. Just literally the best I get. So he's able to. He gets like there, because he's trying to get away from you, and he's not sure where you are. So he's just gonna move forward. Xander, you're up.
Okay. Xandu will 5 foot this way, and does he seem bloodied yet?
Yeah, he's pretty beat up.
Okay. So
I smell a rope trick. I smell a rope trick.
I don't have that spell.
I do.
Nice. He was in mind thrust range is the question. I didn't think about that earlier. I should have.
That is definitely a spell. Right now, he's that many feet away from you. 25 feet, I think is what that says.
Because that's quicker.
Yeah, alrighty.
Oh. So it's 45 feet, so yeah, he should be able to make it. And that's for 19 damage, it looks like.
19 damage, will for half?
Yeah, it's a DC 20.
Alrighty, here goes nothing. I take half.
Oh,
he is able to shake it off, kind of. It hurts, blood comes out of his ears and like from behind his scales and stuff as he takes 8 more damage. But he doesn't seem intent on giving up. He's afraid.
8 damage?
Yeah, is that not half a 19?
That would be 9 rounded down.
Oh, derp. Fine then. 1 more damage. I'm bad at math. Thanks for calling me out on my stream, Colin. He's still pissed off and wants to kill you. Now he wants to kill you more. You done?
Yes, I'm done.
All right.
Make fun of my math. I can math.
Math insults, the most grievous of damage.
It's the least of worries.
But he's a druid, so I bet he's good at square roots.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do animate rope. I got a 50-foot length of rope.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna tie up his feet.
Okay. Can you put animate rope in Le Chapar?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Coil a
So
knot,
I need to-
loop
so I
a
need to-
knot, tie a knot. So first thing you gotta do is make a range touch with a range increment of 10 feet. He's 50 feet away from you, so
Right.
it's a neg.
No, it's 40.
Is he 40? I heard a 50-foot length of rope. So if he's 40 feet away from you, and he is, okay. So then it's a neg 6 on a range touch. As you like throw the rope out to him.
Okay. Give me a second here. Need to close my character sheet. Come on. Well, but I can move and cast, right? Is that right?
You can, but
But,
the rope can enwrap. I'm trying to find. There's a lot of text. There's a reason you can't. It's You can give one command each round as a move action. So I'm like, as part of your standard action, I'll let you animate rope and throw it, and then it's a move action for you to command the rope to do something.
To wrap around it?
Right.
Okay. So I gotta make it from 50 feet is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Ranged. So I should just roll the ranged attack roll, right?
D20 plus base attack plus dex.
Oh, I totally.
The rope
He falls flat.
instantly wraps around him. You don't know how, but like it's just a perfect arc that wraps like from his legs up to like his waist, and he just collapses.
Get along, little troglodyte.
Get along, little troglodyte.
Yeah. Looks over at Zandy, says, "It's on the wrist, baby. It's on the wrist."
On the wrist. Woohoo! None of these look like good I fell over. Castle. Castle means I've fallen over. Is that all you got?
I guess, because I don't get to do anything else this turn, right?
Right. So I'm blind for 2 more rounds. There's something, I'm prone, something is wrapped around me.
And you're sick.
And I'm sick. I'm nauseated, yeah.
Yeah. Not looking too good.
It's not looking too good. I think he's just gonna try to roll. It's awkward. He'll move half his speed. He's blind, so he has to make an... Well, he can't fall over. He's already fallen over. So the worst has happened. He's gonna roll 50 feet. Well, no, he's
gonna roll
50 feet?
It's essentially a double move at half speed.
What?
Because he'd be moving
That's crazy.
He's real fast. He's got a lot of class levels.
Oh, we tripped his ass.
So he's
rolled 50 feet.
He can if he's double moving using both his move actions and has a really fast move speed.
Well, he's gotta stay within the range of the rope, though.
That is
Unless
true.
pulling Pogue along with him.
That's a thought. Yeah, okay. He's gonna try to pull Pogue along. He's gonna make a grapple check. He's gonna make that CMB. Where's my CMB? It's not bad. I'll try.
He's sick.
He's sick. So
He's nauseated, so
that's right. So he
the thing is, he can't make the action, but he can roll. And the question is, would rolling the move action pull Pogue along with?
Yeah, he can't. He's not trying to pull you. He's just trying to move, and there's nothing stopping you. So I guess what I'm gonna say is,
does he have to do a grapple?
Pogue either lets go of the rope,
to
or
be able to
Pogue either lets go of the rope, or there's a post grapple check. Because he's not trying to pull you. He's just moving, but there's a rope there.
So if he pulls me along, then I stay in range, right?
True.
Yeah, true.
That is true. Yeah. You aren't wrong. But you're technically still in range. This whole conversation is arbitrary. That's 40 feet. So he double moves there and passes, and now it is on the Zandu.
Wait, what did he? Or
no, he took a double move action, and he's up, and it's Zandu's turn.
Okay.
Okay. So I got a variety of things I could do.
You need to tie him to something.
Well, you do have rope tricks, so you could tie the rope to the rock.
That's true.
I'm trying to think how close I could get to him.
You can get right up in his business. He's still going to have to run from you.
Yeah. The question is, can I get close to him through the difficult terrain?
It's half your speed to move through it.
You could go. What happens if you go around
So
it?
my speed's only 30 as is, so he's probably going to be out of range of that anyways.
3. Yeah. 30 gets you to there. 30 gets you to here.
So I suppose Zandu will just hit him with another lightning bolt.
Understood. I will attempt a reflex save. I take a -2 to my dexterity at the moment. Well, no, I think I'd take a big, like, I'm gonna just roll a d20. Yeah, I get a 5. It hurts.
Wait. He rolled a d20?
That's
And that's
25 damage.
Was that a 1?
That was a 5. He normally adds 4, but he's prone and he's tied up, so it's...
sorry. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
I think the 25 damage does kill him. I think. Yeah, it does. That just barely ticks him over to where he's dying. It's big ol' scream and just and he falls over. Well, he's already fallen over. He rolls over onto his tummy and starts like convulsing and bleeding all over the place. The sad news is I don't really have any cave music. So we're just going to hang out on the... Somewhere I have Powerful Wind. That will be us. That kind of sounds like you're in a cave. And he is dead. Initiative is off. Back to the main screen.
Woohoo!
We should make sure the others can't recognize him.
Take his dental records and destroy them.
Take his taxes. Forge them.
Beat him to a fucking hog, a pig. God damn it, a herd of hog.
Yeah, that would do it. Some like creepy Darklands hogs.
Some kind of troll tumor thing?
Yeah.
You can feed him to Captain Chaos.
Hey, could we roll him onto the carpet and bring him back for Enderling? He must be hungry by now.
You
The
could.
question is if anyone would see us.
And the question is, how stable is that carpet right now? Magic is awkward.
Yeah, I do have mending though.
You could
do
stay
too.
for 10 minutes and fix it.
Alright, we both mend it.
Okay.
Alright, 10
Or
minutes
you
pass,
or-
and fortunately in that 10
Before-
minute period, nothing attacks you.
Or you mend it and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay,
loot
say.
the bodies. You mend, I'll loot.
Okay. Make sure to...
Get my
Well-
rope back.
I was gonna say, make sure the other troglodytes don't come looking for him.
Okay.
They'll definitely check his dental records. Better take care of his teeth.
Just rip them all out. Alrighty, so...
My god, an old troglodyte.
That's a contradiction. The troglodyte himself has a couple of potions. I'm going intentionally kind of slow.
Okay.
A couple of potions.
There's more than that.
All right, hold on a second. I'll write
It
it
just
down.
says that.
You're busy sewing.
So if this heals 1d4 points of damage, the carpet took 20 damage. So the first 10 minutes heals 1d4 damage.
Oh, 1d4, gotcha.
Yeah. This is the first time
Right.
I've had to actually deal with a mending spell.
So is this like 2 times unknown potions?
4 damage.
That's right. 4 damage is healed in the first 10 minutes. The troglodyte also has a scroll.
Scroll. Okay.
The troglodyte also has a pretty nice, for what it is, chain shirt. Chain shirt? That doesn't make sense. It also doesn't make sense that this guy had druid levels and he's wearing metal armor and is not of neutral. Paizo!
What?
Paizo! This is straight up out of the Monster Codex.
Where
This
did
is-
you get that from, lad?
This is the troglodyte chieftain. He's got 2 barbarian levels and 6 druid levels, and he's breaking the law.
That's of dwarven make.
Poo, poo, poo. Regardless, he has a pretty nice chain shirt.
Is it mithril?
It's not mithril. It's not that, and pretty nice. Not real nice. He also
So, yeah.
has a
Are
magical
you gonna
great axe.
remember? Are you gonna remember what it is?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
I've got the
Let me get
entry.
it.
It's straight up out of a book. I've got the entry.
Okay.
He has a
So we'll
great
get
axe
it
that's clearly
identified
magical.
later. Okay.
He has about 5 javelins.
Okay.
A belt that also
Well,
appears
like
to be
4.5.
magical.
A belt.
Yeah.
Another magic belt. Jesus.
This is Pathfinder. He doesn't have any cloaks, amulets, or rings, though. He also has a...
Can you wear 2 belts like bandoliers?
No, you cannot. Good try.
Gringo style.
Right.
He also has... Make an appraise check.
Not a praise check. Well, if it looks even remotely valuable, I'm going to take it.
It does. You just make the appraise check.
Okay. That's my worst one.
Aha.
Ah!
Oh, okay. There's a bag, and the bag seems to have some gold or some gems in it, but it just sinks so much that you cannot bring yourself to touch it, and you just chuck it away. You chuck it away, and the gemstones kind of like roll out of the bag and shatter into nothingness on the ground. So you can't go tell Xandu to go get it.
Idiot! Jeez!
The drow... what do the drow have? What do the drow have?
The question is, can I mend the jewels with mending?
It's going to take a long time, and you might make some weird jewels. Some real weird jewels, like a sapphire, ruby, onyx, emerald. I'm turning into the Darrow here at the end of days.
Yeah.
One of them pops out behind that rock. Sapphire, ruby, onyx, blue, scorpion.
A mushroom for you, Cthulhu.
A mushroom for you, dead lizard, troglodyte, actually. And then they scurry off into the Darklands.
Trolloc is larger than most of the troglodytes.
He was. I made him size category large and buffed his stats a little. But aversion's really good. So... Anywho,
Yeah.
the drow... How many of their bodies are intact? One of them. Okay. Most of the bodies and their gear are just mangled. But one of them has... What could it have? The diadem. You have that diadem. It also has, there's drow in this book. What kind of magic items can we get from the drow? I'm tired of handing out the big six. Also, I think we have them by now.
What's the snake called?
It is called I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
An Abercarn Viper. It is that. Won't worry about that 40. I don't know why I copied a 40. I'm on page 40 is why.
It's a that.
It's a 4. You have 40 of them. You need to find 39 more diadems right now. It's very busy.
Fuck!
40 Abercorn
Go and get
on the
into
wall. 40 Abercorn Vipers on the wall. Take one down.
Alright, the drow has it. You're not sure what it is, but it's a really like pungent, oily, so pungent and oily that the top of the vial is oily and you can smell it. Some kind of alchemical substance.
Right, vial of pungent, oily, yeah. Alright, what else?
That is pretty much it. The rest of his gear has been wrecked.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we did get a diadem of controlling crazy-ass snake, so,
Yep.
yeah. Sweet, we'll take it back to Enderling, and, you want to be in control of this, this thing? Sandu?
I suppose so. I'd rather not mess with the demonic, but I don't see as we have much choice.
You could give it to Lucia.
You could give it to this. I'm sure she's totally down board to have another pet.
Yeah. But I'm thinking... maybe not.
Yeah. Alright,
Get
so
more action economy if Xandu has it than if Lucia has it.
the carpet is in the
Right.
process of being mended. Of the 20 damage it took, it has been healed for 4. Probably the
Right,
last thing we
roll
do before
another.
we get the Viper is just throw some D4s at me. We'll see how many it takes to get to 20 and see if you guys get ambushed again at the beginning of next time.
Okay.
Well, you know, we could just go invisible while we're doing this, because it doesn't break invisibility.
But invisibility only lasts for so long.
yeah.
3. I've got a ring of invisibility. I can do it forever.
3 times a day.
Yeah.
What? No.
2.
Okay, so it's been healed for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
And you already... or is that...
Another
did you already-
17, 18, 19, so an hour's passed.
And we're at 19, right?
So with an hour and 10 minutes passed to get that one more bit of damage over.
Wait a minute. Hour and 10 minutes? Can't we do it at the same time?
Yeah, you guys are.
But if we're doing it at the same
okay.
time...
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah, I see what you mean.
half that.
30
Yeah,
minutes?
fair enough, I agree. So 30 minutes pass, nothing ambushes you, and yes, the Ring of Invisibility is a forever. I thought it was a 3 times a day thing. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Regardless, the carpet is fixed. Xandu thinks he can fly back to the Viper. The Troglodyte's body and the Drow group just kind of lay in the Darklands. You assume eventually.
Well, did we not destroy the troglodyte's body?
Or are we taking it back?
Huh?
Or are we taking?
Do you have a good way to destroy it?
Some fire spells.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, light up the. Do troglodytes burn?
Make a knowledge check.
I could just try spark, and if it doesn't work,
that is
right.
True. That also exists.
Spark.
All right.
We don't need a knowledge check when we can use the empirical method.
Yeah. So that's 1d3 fire damage.
Wait, God, we're gonna be here for another 5 years.
If you make an untended fine flammable object catch on fire.
Okay.
This works as though you were using flint and steel and sparked it.
We'll drag the over to the drow.
And just catch them all on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, he catches fire. The drow burn, but after a couple minutes, it seems like the troglodyte, it's not even providing a fuel source. It seems to be at least a little resistant to fire. So much so that mechanically 1d6 fire damage doesn't break his fire resistance, so he'll just lay there.
Huh.
Actually, in a more hilarious turn of events, what actually happens, because I forget we're doing this and I need to remember, as the drow were burning, and somehow the drow were immune to this because they needed to be, they could have been non-evil, it's fine. The troglodyte's body on fire turns into snow on fire, and nothing happens to the snow.
Oh, well then he's fine if it's snow.
Yeah, if it's snow, we're good.
Alrighty.
Alright.
So you guys book it back.
You can spread the snow around, right?
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
Mix it up so it's mixed up with all the drow.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so the last thing we're going to do tonight before we call it is we're going to have, is it Xandu? I think it's Xandu.
Yep.
Xandu, make me a, when we get back to the Abercarn Viper, make me a use magic device check. Because you're not quite sure how this works. It should work somehow.
28.
That is successful. The Viper stirs to life. It has, I should have mentioned this, it's important. It has 3 heads. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. The 3 heads, they look up at Xandu, and they'd like the snake that is charmed by the flute of the flute player, kind of just back and forth stares at you. As you move, it follows you. And if you move too far, it kind of just like an obedient dog follows behind you.
Cool.
You guys can look up an Abercarn Viper between here and next week to see what it does. For now, we're going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, check out the Interplanar Crossroads for more sweet playthroughs. And we've got 2 giveaways running right here. If you want to play some Pathfinder 2nd Edition, we're doing it. It's funded. We've got enough people got faith in Tommy Gaddy that we're going to be able to run the Doomsday Dawn adventure, the first ever published thing for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and to send off Pathfinder 1st Edition, we're holding a tournament. If you'd like to find out more about either of those, more information can be found in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and two of us will see you on Thursday. 2 of us will see you later today when A House Divided Session 2 drops, and I'm super stoked for it. In the meantime, say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Damn it.